Okay, start streaming. Right, pull the jazz down to an acceptable level. Just waiting for it to catch up. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. These are the sweet jazz hours with the supreme MJ Knight, the enchanting, awesome Lydia, and the smooth talks of the Cyber-Raiden as he takes each and every lovely lady on a fantastic adventure.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, folks? We know things are not what they should be with the world right now, so we're hopefully going to entertain, amuse, and maybe even put that little special something in your eyes to make you feel a little bit happier. Hello to Ms. Gwyn, hello to the astounding Sean Retro, and to the ever-present Steve Walker in Florigo if he happens to be crouched like a gargoyle like Batman in the background. I'm watching your live stream. Okay, dude, seat belt.
Bail, get out of here. No.
And to Oni Rakaku, if he happens to be listening on his break, Hogan and Ronda Rousey. We're going to be doing some talking about those two this evening. Ronda, you went shooting your mouth again. Although for Raiden, that's nothing new. Yeah. But, you know, it's like I say, there are some interesting things going on in the world, and hopefully by the end of this evening, we're going to do our best to make you feel that a little bit better. Maybe we will win this evening. We may be even graced by the savviness of Kaiju Noir. You know, some have been asking why he's only here every other weekend. Keep this in mind, folks. He has to get up real early in the morning in Japan just to be able to make these live streams, and he's got his own schedule of digital projects and schedules to adhere to whilst doing these. So when he gets here, we're always grateful that he's here because, you know, he's part of the team. You know, if anything, you know, he's always that guy that you can count on to pick things up if somebody drops the ball. In my case, it's every hour. You know, we're always grateful that he's here when he's here, and Win for being snarky, and, you know, because we love her. We are gonna get, like I say, some rather lovely comments out of the way this evening, and we are starting with one Miss Ronda Rousey. And I'm just gonna bring the jazz music down just a tiny bit more so it's not drowning everything out. WWE superstars respond to Ronda Rousey's latest controversial comments. So it's an everyday thing then. Ronda Rousey ruffled quite a few feathers this week when, in an interview with Steve-O, she explained why she had desire to return to WWE on a full-time basis. The former Raw Women's Champion explained, "So it's just like, what am I doing it for? I'm not being able to spend my time and energy on my family, but instead spending my time and energy on a bunch of effing ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me. I love performing, I love the girls, I love being out there, but at the end of the day, I was just like, F these fans, dude." She then doubled down, echoing previous comments she had made about her wrestling being fake comment being compared to MMA. One picture. It reads as this: "Anyone who is outraged by me calling pro wrestling fake fights for fun has never been in a real fight. While you are all tiptoeing around bruising some pro wrestlers' huge soft egos, no one is thinking... I'm sorry. No one is thinking about the real fighters you're insulting when pretending pro wrestling is somehow on the same level of realism. Yes, I understand. Wrestling 300 days a year for years on end is incredibly tough on the body and a difficult profession. But do you know what would happen if you got in 300 real fights in a year? You would be dead. And,
Really?
And, well, I decided to respond. Hang on, just log me into my Twitter. Because occasionally I like to be like Oni and say things. Let's see, where did I put this? Where it be? Hang on. Let's see. I should have it available to you just here. Up here you have the original, and then I go, fake, huh? Sting, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge, Paige, Candice Michelle. I suppose their injuries and retirements were a work as well. And you want to talk about egos? How about you check yours at the door? And I will leave a tweet. I will leave that for you guys to retweet around and whatnot to amuse yourselves with. Hey, Steve. It goes further on. The statements generated some harsh reactions from some of her former peers in WWE. Check out some of their reaction in the list below and let us know what you think of Rousey's statements down in the comments. Naya, I can't wait for Ronda to return to WWE. Even if WWE orders me to make Ronda look good in the ring, which is the only way for Ronda to look good in the ring with me, I'll risk my job to go down in history as one of the as the one for this biz that knocked her the F out. Hashtag test me, bitch. Alexa, was out for almost a year. Must have been fake. Lana, I have no words for her audacity to say fake fighting. If it's fake, why can't Paige and TJ Wilson wrestle anymore? If it's fake, why couldn't Edge wrestle for 11 years? This is a contact sport where real things happen. Shayna Baszler, how dare Ronda care more about her family than pleasing fans that are never happy? Shinsuke Nakamura says something a bit vague. Both bet life. 2019 Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch ripped Ronda Rousey a new one. Ronda herself. Good night. Hashtag rowdy ones and jabroni marks without a life that don't know it at work when you work a work and work yourself into shoot marks. What to make of that?
Please let me go first after you're done.
Sure. Co92 says, well, someone decided to show their true color, if you know what I mean. Yeah, in Ronda's case, it's after Hulk Hogan sprayed yellow on her back. With spray paint.
Oh, okay, good.
I'ma just say this. It's a fake thing, huh, Ronda? So, answer me this. Why did you work for WWE for a year, and why were you carrying around the Raw Women's title? Sounds to me that you're just saying that. I got the feeling that she's saying this just to generate some attention for herself. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is where I'm gonna be like 50-50. Fantastic athlete. Not gonna take that away from her, and Lids may or may not agree with me on this. Ronda's kind of nice on the eyes. She has her good sides, but Raiden will probably smirk a bit at this. What you said, bruh. You want to talk about egos? When you make Stephanie McMahon's character look angelic, there is a problem. When you make Hulk Hogan look like a pure humanitarian and you make other wrestlers that are complete a-holes to their fans look like civilized people. As Lids once said, you done goofed. I mean, I got nothing. I mean, great athlete. But nah, she's not doing herself any favors. I'm not going to go ranting on this any further. Raiden, I am not only handing you the ammo, I'm also handing you a tank, a stealth bomber, and a warship. So go to war, my friend.
Gladly.
Oh, boy.
First off, I will agree that, I mean, I may not like her that much, but as fans, we can be ungrateful. I mean, she's not wrong. But let's get something clear. Oh, look at me! I'm working the marks! Oh, yeah, like how you worked yourself into a shoot against Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes when you got your ass knocked out. Yeah, we still remember. But yeah. There was a time I used to like this woman for her athleticism and all that, but over the years, I've just seen her true colors. A true narcissist who don't know when her shit doesn't stink. And what you do after you take an L. Oh, that's right. You whine and cry for the media. Yeah, I got beat. It happens to it happens to the best and worst of us, honey. So, yeah, I suggest you take your little whiny ass attitude to the door. Oh, by the way, you suck at playing Sonya Blade. Liz would agree.
Yes.
And anyway, in order to close, I get it. You work people into a shoot. That's what a lot of people do. Blah blah. And MJ, you're absolutely right. She's a great athlete, but I feel like she holds herself back because of her upbringing. I mean, yeah, your mom's a medalist in judo. You're a silver medalist. That's great. But when you let some certain people in your life, what you do, you turn into the most big whiny, whiny, whammy, namby-pamby bitch I ever heard in my life. And despite how I feel about Miss Nia Jax, yeah, I kind of have to give her props for just protecting the business and all that. I get it. Work shoots this, work shoot that. But the way you do it, you take it way too seriously. And what happens? You make yourself look like a baby multiple times. So hopefully for you, Miss Rousey, I hope things go well for you. I hope you get your family. I hope you get that. But in the words of the immortal Kendrick Lamar, bitch, shit down, be humble. Done. Liz, you can go.
Rhonda. You like to put your foot in your mouth, don't you? You like to talk about how, wrestling's fake and it's like it's not a real sport. Hi, tell that to certain individuals. Tell that, why don't you have a conversation with Owen Hart and see how fake it is?
Or Eddie Guerrero.
I know that wasn't... Exactly. Talk about how talk to them about that. Oh, wait, you can't. You have the audacity, the fucking nerve to say that wrestling's fake. Yeah, no, the storylines and all that shit, they rehearse some things so that they don't fucking hurt each other because, yeah, it's a dangerous sport. Why do you think that chair shots are frowned upon, downright illegal? Why do you think they take concussions so fucking seriously? Because it's a dangerous sport. I don't care if you want to call it sports entertainment. It's a sport. You just got mad that everybody didn't love you as when they were certain you were taking the focus of full-time workers.
Especially when you get your ass handed by Charlotte, and what happened? They said you deserve it. And look at your face. You look stupid. Sorry, I had to get that out.
I thought that was Sheamus's job.
Exactly. And the fact that you lose once and you cry like a baby. Do you see the women in that locker room cry when they lose? I understand heel heat, but there's a difference between crying like you lost and playing a character to crying like a little bitch, which is what you did, Rhonda. Just keep your mouth shut, stay out of a WWE ring, and go away. Just do us all a favor.
Please. I mean,
Well, you know, Vince.
sadly, I do.
He loves MMA fetish. I mean, why do you think Brock's still there?
Mm-hmm.
Also off topic, Matt. I can't. This is something I would never thought I would say, but I have to give props to Lesnar for helping out Drew get to where he is today, and also congratulations Drew becoming the first ever Scottish-born WWE champion. Have a second.
Yep.
And I've also heard, I don't know if it's real or not, but I heard after Mania, Brock was legit about to kill Vince. I mean, I don't condone it, but let's just say the guy had it coming for all the shit he's doing and going live during a crazy ass situation. Oh, that's not Vince. Bullshit.
Yeah. All right. That's that one. No, I want that. Didn't want that one done.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've had pent up, not rage, but like pent up, just like, oh God, I need to take her out. After this, I'm done.
I feel you. On to the second of WWE topics. WWE releases a statement on why live television episodes will continue during the coronavirus pandemic. News broke last week that despite initial reports pointing to WWE taping weeks worth of television the span of a few days amid the coronavirus pandemic, the company was instead opting to only tape live episodes of Monday Night Raw, NXT, and Friday Night SmackDown via the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The decision was met with ample criticism from fans who were worried about wrestlers possibly being endangered, which was only amplified after it was revealed that after a non-wrestling employee had been tested positive. To combat those criticisms, WWE released a statement to ESPN. We believe it is now more important than ever to provide people with a diversion from these hard times. We are producing content on a closed set with only essential personnel in attendance, following appropriate guidelines while taking additional precautions to ensure the health and wellness of our performers and staff. As a brand that has been woven into the fabric of society, WWE and its superstars bring families together and deliver a sense of hope, determination, and perseverance. All WWE live events have been cancelled through the end of April, and the Money in the Bank pay-per-view scheduled for May 10 is currently without a venue after a decision made by Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. Though multiple wrestlers were in quarantine ahead of WrestleMania 36 taping, WWE said in its previous statement that no wrestler had tested positive for the virus as of this weekend. A WWE employee has tested positive for COVID-19, the statement read. We believe this matter is low risk to WWE talent and staff as the individual and a roommate became symptomatic in the days following exposure to two people working in acute health care on the evening of March 26 after WWE's TV production on a closed set was already complete. The employee had no contact with anyone from WWE since being exposed to those two individuals, is doing well and made a complete recovery. WWE's schedule will kick off this week with the latest episode of Monday Night Raw from the PC. Right, I know there's going to be some that are going to agree, disagree, be 50-50. I get where some people are coming, that they should postpone tapings and other things of that nature until the pandemic has gone down, but at the same time, I also agree with the sentiment that it's necessary to provide entertainment just to get people to take their minds off of things. I mean, it's why we're seeing things like movies that were in the theater 2 or 3 months ago now going to Netflix, Hulu Plus, and Disney Plus, because people need entertainment. There's only so much they can do whilst being cooped up at home. And let's be real here. Is anybody really gonna sit down and actually watch regular daytime TV during this whole thing? I mean, really?
God, no.
Absolutely not.
Daytime TV...
I mean...
Go on, dude.
It depends if it was Golden Girls. Then I'd probably watch a marathon of that.
But when, your daytime TV consists of biased news coverage, and by that they report their opinions, not the actual news they're supposed to be reporting on, and, soap operas that have got more controversial content than real life itself, to reruns and talent shows that you don't really want to watch. I mean, does anybody really want to go through another round of Britain's Got Talent or America's Got Talent? I mean, really?
No.
Or...
I'm good.
I mean, it'd be like if they decided, to do reruns of, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out Here, or they say, oh, to entertain you all, we've got nothing but wall-to-wall viewings of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's like,
no, that'd be like, nope.
Oh, God, no.
We're leaving.
God, oh, God.
That's when I start raiding my movie collection and just go, no, I'm just going to binge watch this. Seriously, folks, this is one of the reasons why...
I'd rather suffer frostbite and lose my arm than sit and watch Kardashians every single day.
I mean, Steve says right there, that's why we have streaming services, because you can choose what you want to watch. And, as bad as the WWE has been content-wise, they're doing what they can just to put smiles on people's faces, because that's what they're about. I mean, it's sad what has happened to the XFL, because from what I understand, it was actually doing well. But, nobody foresaw this pandemic, so I'll probably get heat for this, but I applaud the WWE for what they're doing, because they're trying to keep everybody calm. Because what happens when you have a panic going on? You have something, as it says in the statement, it's there as a diversion, because it's like, hey, there's all this stuff going on around, everybody's panicking, here's a little something for 2 hours every 3 nights of the week, just to calm your nerves, just to get you through it. I mean, it's why Frozen 2 is not only out on Blu-ray soon, but is also on Disney+. It's why Sonic the Hedgehog is available for, digital viewing online. I mean, he's available next month on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K in the United States, and he's available on June 8 in the UK. People are bringing some of these properties home early because they recognize the world's in a bit of a shitter right now, and they just want to put a smile on your face, because you don't want to be met with doom and gloom. You want to be met with, hey, I got your back. We got you covered. Raiden, your thoughts on WWE continuing what they're doing?
I mean, listen, I can go on a rant about WWE and their bullshit. And trust me, I can, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. But, like a little bit of devil's advocate. I definitely agree, and kind of cool that they're still doing this. I mean, people still want to entertain it. I mean, no matter what we say, some fans still love the WWE for what they do. I mean, half of them are very, what's the word? Not blind. I guess blind, but they want to be entertained. It's their funeral, I guess. But still, glad they're still doing this. But all I know is this whole thing is making Vince look very stupid. That's pretty stupid. Losing a lot of money. And Lord knows he doesn't like when he loses money. Because I did hear that Saudi Arabia deal just fell off after that last show. So that's good for a lot of the talent, but for Vince, I'm still crying to sleep.
I think at the moment the loss of the Saudi Arabia deal is the least of his problems.
True.
Liz, what do you make of it? Liz?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. You cut out for a second.
Alright, what do you make of it, Liz?
First I was a little hesitant for them to say that, like, we're gonna continue with going back to work, but it's like, yeah, I see the point where it's like we needed like a moderate distraction from what's going on, because yeah, it's getting pretty bad out there, and the masses are getting scared, and a mild distraction would be fine, but as long as they don't put the health of certain individuals before the product,
No.
I'll be okay with that. Just put the health of the individual. If someone's sick or if something bad goes down, pull the plug, shut it down. Wait until this dies down beforehand. I know that there's only been one person that's been sick, but that's
well,
yeah.
Roman pulled out of the Universal title match, but that was not because, I mean, somebody speculated that he was suffering with the virus. No. What it is because of his previous immunity issues with leukemia, he was concerned that with what's going around, what if it loused his system up? And it was not a decision he took very lightly, but, you know, he's got a young family to look after, and he wants to be there for them, you know, in the future. So he says, you know, it's another day, it'll be another year when this is all said and done. It'll be something that he can get back to, but knowing that he's had leukemia twice, and that's not to be sniffed at. So, you know, say what you will about Roman, you know, you can say what you want about the character, but Joe, the person, you know, I wouldn't wish any ill will on him, because Joe, the person, he seems like a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just be nice if they had more of the real person in the actual character. Steven says, my father is slowly getting better after 2 weeks after catching a bug. Ooh. What?
Oh no.
Tell him to get well, dude.
Well.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we say, folks, some are 50-50 with regards to the WWE still going, but it's like I say, the world needs a form of entertainment to keep themselves going, and Steven, you know, has just pointed out in the chat, you know, Thunderbirds Argo turned 5 this weekend. To answer Gwyn's question, WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. I'm gonna not go too much over with Thunderbirds. Not for a case of, you know, I don't want to talk about it. It's just I've got other planned topics, and Steven's only just reminded me about this. To take a classic franchise like Thunderbirds was in the 60s and make it socially relevant again in the 2010s, but making it still authentic, where you recognize the basic DNA of the characters, where even though this is a 2015 version of Virgil Tracy, he's still Virgil Tracy. You look at, you know, the way Lady Penelope is portrayed by Rosamund Pike, it's still being very faithful to the way that Sylvia Anderson portrayed her in the original 1965 series. And, you know, there were a lot of people when the first 2 episodes, Ring of Fire, aired on April 5 in 2015. They said, it needs to be an hour, it needs to be with puppets, it needs to have the original, you know, score and soundtrack. I'm like, just stop a minute. First off, yes, the show had a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of nods for the fans that grew up in the 60s and those that had the repeat generations in the 90s and the 2000s, but they need to understand this is not their fathers and their grandfathers' Thunderbirds. This is the Thunderbirds that is being made for this generation, so that, you know, say little Sammy Norton, who lives in Indiana, looks at Thunderbirds or Go and is inspired by what he sees with Alan Tracy going up into space in Thunderbird 3, that it'll inspire him to be, you know, an astronaut in the future, or go into, you know, aeronautical engineering, because there are people that grew up with the original series, like I say, in the 60s and the 2000s, and it inspired them to go into specific fields because it left that much of an impression on it. And, you know, as like I say, there's plenty of nods in quite a few episodes. Like, if you look at Ring of Fire, that's a nod to the classic series episodes Pit of Peril. The Fire Flash episode is just a reimagining of Trapped in the Sky, which was with the Fire Flash having to land with no landing gear. The people that say it needs to be puppets, let's be real here. Let's say all of us are 8 to 12 again, which would be nice because I'd like to take 20 years off of me. But just,
Same.
I just probably just have more of an attitude back then. Are all of us between 8 to 12 going to watch a puppet show from the 60s today?
Kind of. Because for me, I used to watch a lot of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and when they got to the puppet part, I was like, I enjoyed it. So, yeah.
For me, I mean, I was bowled over by just the way it was made when they started showing it in the early 90s. Because for a show that was made in the mid-60s, it was way ahead of its time. The only thing that's really outdated today is if you're making a family show or a show that's generally aimed at kids, you can't have characters smoking. That's a big no-no now. You can't have them drinking. Right. And in one episode a fan put online, remember seeing this the other day, it got to the end of the episode, where, I'm just paraphrasing, the spy goes, no, you won't need to worry about Lady Penelope, you just carry on being what you're supposed to be, a very beautiful lady. I'm like, dude, you say that today, you get crucified. Just say, because that, or it's like the line from Stingray, where it goes, Marina comes from under the sea press, she can't talk. A silent woman, huh? That's even better. It's like, no.
Especially in the I am female, hear me roar era.
Oh dear. So
I know it's annoying. Trust me, I hate it, but it's there.
It's like I say, most kids are not going to watch a puppet show unless they're watching C-SPAN, or anything on CNN. But that's just me. And let's be fair, no kid is going to sit down for an hour TV show unless it's like they're watching it on like a DVD compilation where, you know, they've bought the first season on DVD and what have you. Because kids have very short attention spans these days, so I think the move from going down from 45 minutes to 22 minutes, that's ample, because you have beginning, middle, end, tell the story, not have it, pad out for too long, and boom, you're at the end of it. It may have been okay in the 60s to do like a 50-minute episode just to get the build-up, get the Thunderbirds out there, perform the rescue, go home, have Virgil playing on the piano, and Scott, Alan, and Jeff are all drinking fruit cocktails at the end of it, but that doesn't appeal to kids of today. So I think the necessary changes that they made for the modern, for the modern audience, including having the launches a lot more streamlined and a lot more quick. I mean, you've seen the launch sequences of the modern series. It's literally done within the space of 2 minutes. Although, and I've said this to my brother on occasion, it doesn't matter what era it is, Thunderbird 2 is always the slowest to get going. But then again, I mean, even though in the new version, they reckon you could fit the current Thunderbird 2 into the pod of the original, she's still the biggest. But it is what it is. Some are still campaigning for a 4th season. Here's my rationale. If we can get a 4th season, that'll be great. That'll be amazing. But considering where it's been left, and Stephen may or may not agree, if, the 3rd season is it, at least they've left it on a high note with basically all the loose ends tied up. The only thing that I still am very adamant about is that the final story could have done with being a 3-parter, because I felt it was too neatly tied up. But, that's my take on it. I mean, but you can only, do like a series of 26 episodes and then, have it for only 22 minutes at times. So there's probably only so much they can get in there. Although, at the end of that particular season, Thunderbirds basically might be a precursor to Star Trek, because they have a faster than light drive. I'm also sort of half expecting, at one stage, the Zero XL to meet up with the Enterprise in Next Generation, because that'll be amusing. Steven says, a few friends said that too about the season finale, probably refer to it just being too neatly tied up. But yeah, I like what the series stands for. It did what it needed to. And as Stephen has said there's nods to Stingray episodes in this series, and ITV should really get a Stingray reboot going. Although, I forget which website I was reading this from, but someone's got this idea of doing a Stingray reboot, but doing it whereby it's like Sequest DSV meets Star Trek. Just take Stingray, but to have a very adult, darker approach where Stingray has at least a crew of 300 and they're going to like severe depths of the ocean. So I don't know. We shall see. I'm going to get onto this subject a second, because this is likely to raise a few people's eyebrows here. And Raiden and Lid's responses is going to be amusing.
Oh dear.
Disney's Robin Hood is getting a live-action remake on Disney's Plus.
What?
Yeah. Disney...
Why?
I don't get it either. Disney is currently developing a live-action remake of their 1973 hit Robin Hood. The studio has seen some success with their huge live-action remakes, so this really comes as no surprise. There have been a few misfires, but for the most part, Disney fans are embracing these new takes on old classics. Robin Hood is one of the studio's most beloved adaptations, and many have wondered when they were going to get to it after the success of Aladdin, The Lion King, and others. And for context, those two movies didn't even need a remake. Blind Spotting director Carlos Lopez Estrada is currently attached to helm Disney's Robin Hood remake. Justin Springer will be producing the project and it will debut on the Disney Plus streaming service. According to the sources, the movie will be a musical and will feature the animal characters as CG creations, heightened but realistic. So far, this is sounding...
Oh, that's gonna end badly. No.
This is sounding more like The Lion King than Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin in terms of the CG aspects. Will this compare to the original? We'll just have to wait and see. Disney will probably go with an original take on the remake of Robin Hood as opposed to making it exactly like the original. One of the best parts of the 1973 original is the music by Roger Miller. He also voiced the character of Alan Adele. It will be hard to top the songs and the voice performances, which has been the struggle with all of the remakes thus far, including Emma Watson's singing. If Disney strays too far from the norm, they get cancelled out, while if they deviate too much from the source material, they also get called out. Robin Hood also features animals like foxes, lions, roosters, and bears to tell the story, and it's believed that the upcoming remake will do the same. While The Lion King looked impressive on the big screen, it seemed to lose some of the character personality in the process. The animated version gives off a better idea of what the characters were all about, which will be taken into account when going into an animated new set of foxes, roosters, and bears. Well, it's simple. The bears will want to eat the roosters, the foxes, and the lions. Hopefully the studio will go with a more cartoonish look as opposed to the hyper-realistic version that they went with on The Lion King. The animated Robin Hood was released to theaters in 1973 and was widely praised by critics for its ability to work both for children and adults. It has since been a fan favorite by a lot of Disney followers, though it isn't as big as movies like Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, or Snow White. It will be interesting to see if the studio gets a lot of the adult elements in the movie when it arrives on the Disney Plus streaming service. No release date or production date start has been revealed at the time. The Hollywood Reporter was the first to announce the Robin Hood remake news. Okay, I'm just going to go off the bat and say, why would you do this? This is idiotic, please don't, why? I have nothing further to say. Raiden, go nuts.
Oh, man. And I love the original. I mean, and stealing a couple of comments from Kaiju, the last couple of Robin Hood movies, but not Disney, has not been the best. So it's at the point you're kind of sort of beating the crap out of the dead horse known as just originality. But it's happened anyway because Disney's been doing this thing for years prior. Some of them are wins, aka Jungle Book.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are multiple losses, aka Lion King, Dumbo, Beauty and the Beast. Okay, Cinderella was actually decent. I can't lie to you. That wasn't too bad. But yeah, I don't know. Like, hyperrealism is cool and all, but sometimes I feel like too much of a good thing can turn into too much of a really, really bad thing. So I don't know. Little suspect, but hey, you never know. So let's see where it goes and see if it's good, see if it's bad, blah blah blah. You know, that's all I gotta say.
Yep. Lids.
Disney, why do we need the need to remake every single one of your original franchises? Why? I understand that reboots can be a good thing.
Because, buddy,
you don't need to reboot Robin Hood. I'm sorry. No one will ask for a Robin Hood remake, okay? The original was perfect the way it is. I mean, same goes for The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast, but why? I ask myself those questions. It's like, why don't you make your own franchises and stop freaking milking everybody else? Just, no. Okay, like with The Lion King, I'm not watching this one either. I'm sorry, I can just watch the original later when I feel like it. Because fuck you. That's all I have to say.
I mean, what's next? Are Disney gonna, literally go run out of ideas and they try to remake the Deep Blue South?
Ooh, if Song by
Oh,
Itself
boy.
gets remade, that's gonna be awkward.
Oh, Lord.
You couldn't make that today.
No, the fuck you can't.
Don't get me wrong. There are some bits and pieces with regards to the way they would blend live action with animation, where you see one of the characters walking through an animated background and he's interacting with the characters. That was revolutionary for its time, whereas these days it's like, even, a reasonably good YouTube editor could, do something decent with chroma key, but late 30s, early 40s, that was cutting edge. So I'll give them that, but with regards to dialogue and what was socially correct then, no, you couldn't do that now, no. It's like the scene from Lady and the Tramp with the We Are Siamese song. They'd be like, no, we're not having that in the script, no. And Sean's just gone, they could try Steamboat Willie. Well, to be fair, to my understanding, that was relatively harmless anyway, because it's just Mickey driving a steamboat. That's it.
Yeah.
But also, it was actually one of the very first cartoons to actually have sound, because I think it was Warner Brothers who did the movie The Jazz Singer, which was the first movie to actually feature sound. Walt Disney knew he had to do something, so he actually had the first Mickey Mouse cartoon as the first Disney animation short to have sound on it. So, I mean, late 20s, early 30s, that... Alright. To them, to have sound, that'd be like us getting our first 4K TV and Blu-ray player. That'd be like, oh, so much 4K goodness. Lids would be like, I can now watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 4K. Lydia, I need to start. I'm watching Buffy in 4K, Mom. Go away.
It's like, you could come back when you're done.
Or Raiden, it's like, Raiden, you need to clean your room. Mom, I'm watching Fist of the North Star in 4K. I am not to be disturbed. I thought I'd get some laugh from him, but never mind.
Nah, it's cool.
Not sure if Wynn's joining us this evening or not. Oni appears to be online, although he could just be walking back from work. I think, because it just says he's on his...
Could be.
Yeah, it says he's on his mobile.
Yeah.
Uh...
That or he probably is home, but he's just relaxing on his sleep. Oh, speak of the devil, he was trying to call me.
Lydia, why are you not calling me? Steven says, what's next? A live-action Pocahontas? No, especially don't do how the story originally went.
Oh man!
No.
I did a report on the real Pocahontas back in the day in grade school. The way she went out was not pretty.
And also, here's a little thing they don't tell you with the adaptation. In real life, the real Pocahontas was a lot younger, which is why they aged her up in the story. It's just like, no, you couldn't tell the accurate version. No.
I'll give Disney credit. At least they told their own story.
Yes.
Good lord. The work was a race for the realism.
And also, that was one of the first major movies that Christian Bale had a gig in, because he had a voice acting role as Mel Gibson's assistant or something to that effect.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised he was in that movie.
Yeah.
Him and Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean says, yeah, I think she was like 12. Like, yeah, they couldn't do the the authentic, realistic version, because not even to give Disney their credit, not even they would do that. I mean, otherwise we'd have another pretty baby on our hands. Ugh.
Isn't that what Ariana Grande is? Sorry, did I say that?
No comment.
Oh.
Yeah, Lids told me the story about Brooke Shields' part in Pretty Baby. You don't want to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I blame her parents.
I was gonna that was more of a joking effect because off topic. I mean, Ariana Grande doesn't age, and she still looks 12 to me.
To be fair, you do get some that age very slowly. I mean, look at Olivia Newton-John. You wouldn't think this was a woman in her 60s at all, would you? After going through breast cancer 3 times, to her credit. And Goldie Hawn, she's another one that's defied age a fair bit. Even though Hasselhoff has had a few battles with alcoholism, he's still kept in great shape and still looks reasonably okay. Tom Cruise is another one, but Alicia Silverstone, dependent if she's able to get into the same sort of athletic shape that she had in the 90s. It depends, because
that girl does not age. I mean, I remember seeing her in lip sync battle, and she was lip syncing Fancy, and it makes sense because it was based off of the movies that she was famous for, Clueless. So, so seeing her in that old school gear, yeah, she definitely was still.
I mean, another one, and Lids will agree with me on this, Sarah Michelle Gellar. What is that woman taking?
Yes.
I mean, she's got to be 41 at best. Seriously, like I say, I don't know what she's taking, but she's doing it right. Same thing with Alison Hannigan.
Yeah.
Michelle Trachtenberg's another one.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's another one that doesn't age too much? Look at RDJ. He's aged exceedingly well. Although
Nev Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always feel like she's kind of underrated with regards to her acting and her looks, because the time that she showed up with the likes of the first Scream movies, you know, at around that time where, you know, you have people like Demi Moore, Madonna, and Pamela Anderson in their primes, Niamh was not really talked about in the same regard, but, you know, I think people are just appreciating her just that tiny bit more, and I didn't learn this until...
Especially, and Lydia will definitely agree with me, especially with her work in the craft.
Yes, that's one of my all-time favorite movies.
One that I didn't even know that she was in until I looked up on credits much later in life, that she was the one who voiced... she was the one who voiced Kiara in Simba's Pride.
Yeah, she was.
That I didn't know.
No? But to be fair, you know, she's like I say, she's just underrated. Although, one movie I do recommend if you want to see something a little different. Have you seen the romantic comedy that she's in with Matthew Perry, 3 to Tango?
Actually, I don't think I've seen that one.
The story's a little bit all over the place, in a good way, because You're never quite sure where it's going to go, and it doesn't matter what sitcom or role Matthew Perry goes into, he's always Chandler, regardless of where he goes, but it works. And he just plays off of Niev, quite well. It's weird how in the story she thinks he's gay when he's actually not, because the architect contractor that hired him thought that he was, and when he's being given this award in New York, or it might have been Chicago, where it's like, New York's Gay Man of the Year, he goes and says, I've been living a lie for quite a long time, and it's time for me, to come out of the closet and admit the truth. And he just goes, I'm not gay. And the first thing that his father does when he's in the audience, because he was losing his mind over it, the first thing he does is out of pure excitement, he just kisses the first guy to his left out of relief. I'm like, well, that's one way to show your appreciation. But it's that sort of thing where at the time, when it was around 99, 2000, it was a different social time. But for the purpose of the story of what it was going for and the theme of honesty that they were trying to promote in the story, Matthew and Niev's characters, there is an attraction there, but I think because in the story that he lied to her about it, she's just like disgusted, but at the same time she's like, why didn't you say this earlier? But it's a very underrated movie. Seriously, give it a look when you get a chance. And I think it's Andy Garcia who plays Matthew Perry's boss. He plays the perfect asshole in the movie. Then again, that's been kind of his MO, especially with Ocean's 11. Stevens pointed out another one that never really seems to age, Melissa Joan Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of her, what about the Lawrence bros? Andy, Joey, Matt?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's obviously a fountain of youth around somewhere. I mean, just look at Tatiana Ali.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair as well, Karen Parsons, she's aged very slowly. And to a solid extent, Will has aged slowly, although you're starting to notice more of the grey getting around there. And he was on one chat show, it might have been on Graham Norton. When he was doing a bungee jump, somebody took the GoPro that was up on his YouTube page, and someone managed to superimpose James Avery's face onto him at a certain point. I'm like, oh, come on, guys, really? Because they keep asking, when is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion reboot gonna happen? And it's just like, if you did a reunion, you'd need Uncle Phil. You haven't got Uncle Phil, you can't do it. I mean, then they just go and say, well, why can't Will play Uncle Phil in a reboot? Nah.
Can't do it.
In a Fresh Prince reunion or reboot, the only person that the Will Smith character could play is himself. You need to have somebody with unique qualities, like James Avery, or someone whose acting qualities and physical features is resembling James Avery, and that man was once in a lifetime. Whether it was with Fresh Prince or as the Shredder on the original Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
He's once in a lifetime. You're never gonna replicate him. He was something special. Off topic, to people who are listening in the audience, how hot is it where you are right now? Because according to my temperature readout, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thanks.
I got it 69 degrees right now.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, it should be expected. It's basically almost summertime.
And Stevens just said, and Shaz R. Okay. Not quite sure where he's going there. He says, I have a window open and a fan on. Oof. That can't be good.
Oh no.
Seems like a heat wave has hit the UK. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Well, I was hoping for wind to get here, but we may as well get on with the first video. And we are going...
Dozens of missile silos.
In a minute, dude. Okay. Alright, let me turn the jazz music off a mere moment, because obviously that will clash with the soundtrack that's going on with the next video. And this is what I was talking about with Raiden earlier. Mr. Beast, I spent 24 hours in a doomsday bunker.
Oh dear, no.
Oh, no. This is good stuff. He does say in the top comment, in case you're wondering, this video was filmed weeks ago before the stay-at-home orders. Love you guys and make sure to social distance. By the way, you should subscribe or I'll punch your foot. Oh, what the hell, dude?
Punch the foot. I need to walk.
Although a doomsday bunker might not be a bad idea at this point.
You're not wrong.
Anyway, I am at 0.
Ditto.
I gotta pop up a second.
Sure.
And I have to sit through an ad. Okay, and I'm at 0.
3, 2, 1, play.
Dozens of missile silos were built in the 1950s, and they were made to withstand a nuclear strike. But after being abandoned in the 60s, this one has been transformed into a 14-story luxury underground bunker, complete with a pool, garden, movie theater, and so much more, with the purpose of giving people a cool place to stay if, you know, the world ended.
And we're gonna spend 24 hours here. And this is how you get in.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel that.
Look how thick this is. You couldn't break into this if you had 1,000 years. Once we step inside and shut that door, we're stuck for 24 hours.
Dude, that sounds like a challenge. Don't say that.
Come on in, boys. The door's now closing, guys. That's a 16,000-pound door that just closed. 24 hours starts now. Let's go. Door number 2. There's another door. This place is so secure. It's crazy. Got it. Oh my goodness. Look at this door. That's another thick door. Okay. Here's another door. This is the 4th door that we've had to go through. Chandler, I'll let you do it. Oh, wow.
Oh, no. He knows the secret combo.
On the other side of this steel-bolted vault door is a pool, which only makes sense. Yo. Whoa! Nice. We should throw Chris in the water.
Oh, totally.
Let's do it. Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Hey.
How does that make any sense? Gets pushed in the water, explodes.
Now I don't have to wash my clothes.
Wait, what?
This elevator goes 14 stories deep
That was weird.
underground. Whoa, that was very ominous. Come on in. Here is all the floors.
Security and sickbay.
Whoa.
Look at that. That's incredible.
You can see everything going on here. This is crazy.
Everything in this area is monitored 24/7 with top-of-the-line surveillance.
As you can see, Chris is getting in the elevator. I bet you he Fortnite dances.
He twerked.
Oh, he's twerking.
He threw it back.
We're gonna go to floor number 4. Whoa. Wait, so this is where they store all the food at.
Whoa.
This is 47 servings of apples. Now let's talk about how we're in a store. Look at this.
Underground.
This is an underground fish market.
There's like multiple stories on this story.
How does this work?
Whoa.
Oh, Holy crap.
Yo, is this real?
This is where they grow plants for the entire bunker. They literally grow everything here. And this is Dustin. He's gonna answer our questions. Why are we growing all this?
If you were to be locked out from the outside world, you're gonna need to grow your own plants, and you're gonna be self-sustained. They grow the fish, and they use the waste from the fish to grow the plants, and they use the plants to grow the food for the fish.
Crazy how they have this self-sustaining way to grow food
Ecosystem.
and do all this stuff for people. This is nuts.
So you guys have any more questions?
Do fish get thirsty?
We're gonna move on. Come on, let's go. Now we're gonna go to the 14th floor and work our way up.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it feels like we're walking into a theater.
Whoa.
180
I'd say we
feet.
probably have to watch the B movie.
The B movie it is.
You like jazz?
Sorry about that detour, we're back. This next one,
Why are
instead
we
of
watching the B
elevator,
movie?
We're gonna take the stairs.
Why?
For fun. We should walk all the way to the top.
Oh, God.
So is this floor 13?
This is floor 13. Is this the gym? Let's get our gains, boys.
This workout room is great.
Oh
because
my
if you're stuck
God.
in this bunker for an extended period of time,
gym
like
of
10
Raiden's
years, you're gonna want to
dreams.
stay fit. What are you doing?
Uh-huh.
Getting fit.
And attached to the weight room, there's a sauna.
See you guys later. Bye.
So Chris, how does this feel?
I'm excited too.
Yep. I wonder what the owners of the bunker think of us right now.
They're probably watching us on the camera going, look at those idiots.
What floor is this?
Oh, this is the education place. Get out, get out.
Wait, this is the school. Were they drawing the schematics of the bunker?
Wait,
this
serious?
is classified information.
Project.
It's
Can't even say it.
school. Holy shit.
Library.
Dude, there's so many books in here.
Not really.
That
Good
is
in
so
my
good.
college days.
We're about to play
Pool
a game
table.
of pool, but
Nice.
let's make it fun. How about we all bet $2,000? Whoever wins gets $6,000.
All right, deal.
Okay, I did that. So we're splitting them into 3. We're not gonna bore you with it. See you at the end.
That's the ball game. Thank you, sir. I'll take your money.
Oh, there's $2,000. We take that. Boom. There's $4,000. Boom. There you go. In his pocket. Let's keep going.
I hope that was just for the video.
This place is really cool. Lots of fun stuff. Doesn't even feel like a bunker. I say we all split up and go have fun.
Okay.
Okay. Split up on 3. 3. Split up.
All right, guys, we split up. I'm gonna go play some ping pong.
Going up.
Now that we're split up, I'm gonna go read a book.
Yeah, you go
this
read that
ladder?
book.
It is. All right. Prepare for anything survival manual. I think if you have a place in here, you're good.
Now that we've split up, I'm gonna go work out. Gotta get those gains. I saw a guy at the gym do these one time.
I saw a guy at gym. Chandler's just playing ping pong.
Climb this wall.
The Wizard's First Rule. I have to read this entire 600-page book to see his first rule.
I was gonna work out for like 20 minutes, but it's really hard and I don't wanna.
These
Rock
books don't
climbing,
really interest me,
motherfucker.
but there's a chessboard.
Ooh.
No.
Sit down. Time to do chess. You want to bet $2,000 on this game of chess?
I don't want to, but let's risk it. Let the dice roll.
All right.
I see this. I see nothing bad happening
So you
here.
lost $2,000 in pool and $2,000 in chess. You want to do double or nothing? If you win, you can pay off everything.
All right, double or nothing. I get to have Ryan on my team though.
So double or nothing, then versus me. If he wins, that pays off his pool debt and the last game.
Hey Ryan, did you actually used to play chess? Oh yeah.
Man, I wish.
I
wonder
wish I
what
played chess as a
Chandler's
kid.
up to.
Parkour!
A kid in the candy
Chris
store.
bet $2,000 on the first game to make up for what he lost in pool, and then he lost. So then now he's doing double or nothing, $4,000.
But this time I get Ryan.
You look sad. Were you here?
Yeah.
That's
check.
That's checkmate.
That poor
So,
guy.
Checkmate, GG. Thank you.
Going up.
If you're watching the cameras, I'm leaving. I'm through with this place. I've lost so much money here.
Hey, that's on you,
This
man.
looks like a normal house.
Oh my god.
Yo.
This floor right here, floor number 11, costs $2.5 million.
Whoa.
Can we afford that?
Each of these condos costs between $1
Better.
and $2.5 million, and they can support up to 10 people. And every single floor is protected by 9-foot thick walls. Ain't
Damn.
nobody getting in. It even has windows of the outside. This is just a video. It's a TV
Up,
of the
that's
outside.
through an ad.
You got for an ad. Where you at?
Oh dear.
Hold on, it hasn't done playing yet. Let me just, 7:30.
Alright, 7:30 it is. Just wait for lids.
All right, let me get to 7:30. There we go. I'm at 7:30.
3, 2, 1. Resume.
It has windows of the outside. This is just a video. It's a TV of the outside world. You getting hydrated?
Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
Based on everything I've seen so far, this is probably the most comfortable bed in the world. Oh, feels like a normal bed. Wait, there's bunk beds. I don't even
It does kind of feel like a normal.
Hi. We're just gonna let them do their thing. They're like 10
These are children.
So we're on the 4th floor. We're gonna get some food.
Hungies.
So the boys are hungry. We're not allowed to.
Scrambled eggs in a can.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to those plants.
Scrambled eggs in a can.
We're gonna cut some and
Ew.
make a salad. Through the tunnel. You're our chef for the day. What is that?
Lettuce.
What about that?
Lettuce.
So we're just supposed to cut our own food? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
So we have all these greens, and can you harvest us some fish?
We already have fish that have been pre-harvested and stored so that we can cook it at any time we want.
There we go. Fish and salad.
Surface level.
So we're back on the residential floor. We got our greens right here. We also got the fish that was harvested in there. And we're gonna make a meal with food grown in the bunker.
Put them in a strainer. You wash it off all really good.
Shouldn't you guys wash your hands?
Did you not see me?
I went like
Wash
Now
your
we scramble
hands,
lettuce.
dude.
Watch, you
To
ready
be
for
fair,
this?
this was
I'm not.
before the outbreak.
Now we take it off.
I know.
Chris, how are you making this tilapia?
First off, I need a pan, some oil.
My dad just had tilapia.
Here you
I like fish.
Please do not touch it yet. The plate is hot. Thank you. Is this in case I barf? Yes. Chef Chris,
Yes, yes.
which would you recommend I indulge in first?
I would go with the salad because it can't be raw and give you stomach problems.
All right, I'm gonna start off by trying the salad.
Okay, oh my goodness.
It's so crunchy.
Your eyes are watering. He's
Dude.
crying.
It's so salty. All right, let's try the fish.
But it's saltier than the YouTube comment
It
section.
tastes amazing.
Uh,
Now that we've had a good
Please,
and
like I'm
healthy
the
dinner,
only
what
one
do you guys
thinking
wanna
it.
do next?
Sauna.
I know.
We haven't done sauna. Sweat with your boys.
Chris, you hit the sauna, you watch a movie. I gotta take some phone calls.
All right.
Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. Break on 3.
I'm gonna go get hot and sweaty.
Now I'm gonna go to the security room and scare them. I'm gonna see where they are on the cameras and try to see who can scare the best. That sounds so mean.
Of course
That's
you,
okay, I
of
give
course
money
you
on-
would.
that's just mean.
And sick bay.
That'd be like something I would do to Oni.
Okay, they're both in the
Yeah.
movie theater, so we're gonna go there.
You already do that on a daily basis when you used to do Rod on Rebound.
Of course.
Like,
I'd be able
you're
to do it
scared
by
of
saying, Oni, I'm watching.
Oh, he would not be reading. He'd be in the game
You'll
room.
never be able to sneak
Let's
up
be
on me.
honest.
Well, that didn't work, so I guess I'm just gonna watch a movie.
I mean, he can read if he wants to, but
To be honest,
I've never
I
seen him
completely
read a
forgot
book.
I'm 11 stories deep underground. This feels like a normal house.
Oh,
But
no!
anyways, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'll see you guys
Why is the
tomorrow.
elevator
I'm about to
screaming?
go to bed, but I'm gonna say goodnight to my wife first. I just wanted to tell you goodnight and that I love you. I'm gonna go to bed.
Alright guys, I'm in my room. I'm gonna go to bed, but I gotta make a call first. Yeah, can I get a large cheese pizza and a large pepperoni? I'm in a bunker.
Good morning.
Aw.
I spent the first 3 hours of today listening to an audiobook on Steve Jobs. Let's go see
In
what
the
the boys
bunker.
are up to. Chris, wake up.
Ow, my eyes.
Come on, we got a video to film.
My eyes are burning.
You're in a bunker! What are you doing, Chandler?
Always looks like this in the morning.
How was your guys' night last night?
I also slept like a rock.
Sponsored by Audible.
Sleeping in a bunker is the same as sleeping not in a bunker.
No, sleeping in a bunker is 10 times better.
And the 24 hours is up. We are now out of the bunker. Oh my gosh.
He looks like Jimmy Neutron.
I can't see. Kind of want to go back.
I'm going back.
Yeah, they had a pool in there and video games and wait. The door just closed on us. I wanted to go back.
Try the code again.
Oh yeah.
It's not working.
They change the code every 24 hours. Darn it.
Mom, can we go back in the bunker?
On you, I don't have a Minecraft account. My question is this: when did Chandler get that pizza?
Yeah.
Oh
It's like
no!
that's like the main question I want to know.
Eh.
Oh my god, that was good.
I'm just looking at the comments. Try working in a warehouse with a metallic roof. Makes people on the Netflix show Doomsday Prepares look ahead of the curve. What vault is he in? I could go in for a time in there. Yep. It's from Vault Tech. Home farming. 14th floor. You could do a monster movie fun in there. Yep. I think he means I take a dip in that pool. That's not much of a fish. Batter fish is best fish. Wonder what's with the other floors. Yeah, they did seem to omit a few levels in there, but I guess they had their It might just be because of time constraints, because they only want to get X amount of filming done within the time frame available. Wynn is online. The only problem is she's gonna be entering after that video has just been and done, and like I say, I think she would have loved that. Hang on, let me just check with her. I can only presume she's on her laptop or a desktop, so who knows? Just check the...
Probably.
Dan says, Happy Easter, SKL crew. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then again, she could be AFK as well, because Navi's probably being Navi.
Yeah, he was really active last night on Saturday.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, he was being a real butthead.
What else is new?
Yeah. More so than usual, which is weird.
He's known for being vocal anyhow, but never to that extent. I really should close down some of those folders because I'm not using them right now. See what they say. Dan's asking, what are our thoughts on the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt match at WrestleMania? I'm just gonna...
That was a good acid trip.
Hang on. I got 6...
And I mean that in the nicest possible way, because good lord, that was weird.
All I got is 6 words to that. What the fuck did I just watch? That was weird.
I liked it.
It was weird seeing Cena show up in like different eras of himself, and like an alternate reality of Cena coming out as Hollywood NWO Cena.
Okay, yeah, that one was weird. I'm like, the hell is happening?
Yeah. Although the match I'm probably most favorable of is the Boneyard match, because...
Oh, that one, I like that one.
That's pretty cool.
And also because the American Badass returned. Finally. And Vince said nobody wanted to see the biker Undertaker again. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you spoke for all of us. He says, to quote Vince the Puppet, "This is good shit." Well, whilst we're waiting for Win to respond or not respond, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Sonic the Hedgehog star James Marsden on what he'd like to see in a potential sequel. At this point, it's unclear whether there will be a sequel to this year's Sonic the Hedgehog. The end of it absolutely sets one up. However, but given the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, a lot of different aspects about making movies in general are kind of up in the air. But if there is going to be a sequel, which most folks seem to think will happen given the first movie's impressive box office numbers, here's what James Marsden has had to say about what he'd like to see in it. Well, I think we'd do a lot more of the same, but we would probably hopefully throw even more set pieces in there and more action sequences. I think we'd hopefully introduce some new characters, some beloved characters from the video game. If you stayed through the credits, you saw a little introduction to Tails. Hopefully we'd see Tails come in, you know? Who knows? The good thing is that hopefully when we come back to Earth after this thing and we're still making movies, that Paramount will really fire it up again and we'll just have double the fun. What would you like to see in a Sonic the Hedgehog sequel? Have you had a chance to catch up with the film and home video? Let us know in the comments or hit me directly up at Rolling Bishop to talk all things gaming. I definitely want to see Tails show up because it would be rude not to, considering the way that he was brought in at the end. I'd like to see some sort of follow-up or elaboration with why he was looking for Sonic. Say, if these readings are accurate, I found him because when he said, "I hope it's not too late," part of me would rather it be he's trying to acquire Sonic services to go help someone in need, or the one I'm hoping it's not going to be is that Sonic's energy is kind of a ticking time bomb, because we all saw what happens when he gets emotional. He tends to cause a lot of EMPs, and to this movieverse Sonic, I love you, buddy. You know you've been my favorite for years, but stay the hell away from my computer when you decide to have emotional episodes. Just saying. I think what I'd like to see in a sequel is like a rescue scenario involving Tails. The thing that I'm worried about with a sequel is Sonic gets taken back to his home world, and then we get this sort of emotional pull where he's made to choose between his home world and the loving people that essentially adopted him into giving him a home on Earth. I don't really want it to be like that, because on the one hand, yeah, it'd be a chance for him to go home, but on the other part, he actually has a family with Tom and Maddie, and I just thought it was so cute with the setup at the end where they had all his belongings and possessions transferred from the Sonic cave over into their attic, which I just thought was sweet at the end, because after 10 years of living isolated and not having anybody to talk to, he actually has friends and family now. So I'd like to see a situation where we don't have something that disrupts the status quo, for lack of a better description, but those are my feelings on that. Lids, what would you like to see from a potential sequel?
I definitely want to see Tails. Just have him be in there. I would like to see. I would like to see how they are going to get Robotnik out of where he ended up at the end of the movie. Yeah, because he's a ticking time bomb. We don't even know how long he's going to be in there for a while, because Could be a pocket dimension. Time could move differently. Who knows? But I'd also like to see, and I know this sounds silly, but I'd like to see Knuckles the Echidna in there. It'd be fun to see Knuckles, if maybe be like like not antagonist, but working for the antagonist of the movie. Because I don't think it's gonna be Eggman this time.
No.
Just
Also,
it might be someone else trying to help get Robotnik out of his little pocket dimension. Just saying.
Also,
But who knows?
Also, if we have Knuckles brought in, intelligent and naive Knuckles, please, not the idiot that Sega have been butchering for the better part of a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's gotten dull real quick.
Yeah.
Got a response from Win. In a bit, just woke back up. I need to run a quick errand with my sister, but I do plan to pop in a bit. Okay. We got a response from that, so I'll hold off. Raiden, what would you like to see from a sequel?
Honestly, I guess just get Sonic get reacquainted with Tails, and I feel like it'll be like half the Shadow Water story in his way. I see a story like Tails don't really trust that much humans, and Sonic will do his best to convince him that Donut Lord is awesome and the family is awesome. I mean, he'll be lulled in a sense of security, but I feel like unexpected moment will have Tails like not be friends with Sonic anymore. Just to get things flowing a little bit, and then it'll be. I don't know what antagonists they will do. I don't know what antagonists will be in the second one, but I feel like that. I think that will just be built on just on making new bonds, and then maybe the unnamed antagonist would be revealed as Knuckles, and then you would do it with Sonic 3. The way I would structure it, I'll keep it like Sonic 2 when Tails first made his debut, and just go from there from every sequel.
Sean Retro says, since it's Sonic 2, the first Metal Sonic from the Death Egg. Dan says, oh no, movie Sonic reads IGN comments, then gets angry and blows up the computer. Too easy. For the Sonic sequel, I'd like to see another elevator scene, but this time Sonic enters the elevator waiting next to Jaleel White, Ryan Drummond, Jason Griffith, and Roger Craig Smith. I need this. I need that so bad.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Steven says, maybe get Agent Stone will do some rock reconnaissance. I'm glad how that's caught on. That's actually good. But yeah, that'd be, a nice nod. Right. Let's see. This one concerns Top Gun 2. Maverick director is finishing the movie as if there is no delay. Fans of the cult classic Top Gun were excited to hear the news of a sequel in the works, with a lot of the original cast returning, including Tom Cruise in the title role of Maverick. Although the movie was set to release this summer, the unexpected lockdown condition forced its makers to move the release date to December. The film's director, Joseph Kosinski, spoke to comicbook.com about his feelings over the delay. We're sticking to our schedule and finishing the movie just as if it was coming out for its original release date. Luckily, I'm in the home stretch of post-production where, despite all the restrictions of how you can work now, I'm able to continue doing my job and finish the movie, which is pretty amazing. If I were in any other phase of the project, it would be too hard to do that, but because I'm in the tail end of post-production, I'm able to do everything I need to be able to do to finish it. Top Gun Maverick was among the lucky few live-action films among the current crop that were able to finish shooting before the global lockdown conditions brought the film industry to a grinding halt. This means that only post-production work is left unfinished on the project, which Kaczynski and his production team can complete from their homes, allowing them to stick to their original schedule despite the disruptive effects of the lockdown. We're sticking to our schedule and finishing the movie and just holding it for 6 months, which is such an interesting thing to do, but it's the right decision because this is a movie that people need to see on the big screen, and if there's no big screen, then you don't want to release this movie. We want this to be a shared experience on as big a screen as possible. The story of Top Gun Maverick picks up the narrative 30 years from the point where the original left off. Maverick is still flying daring flight missions for the Navy and avoiding advancements in rank that would prevent him from getting on a plane again. The arrival of the son of his late friend Goose as a new cadet forces Maverick to confront the ghosts from his past while training a fresh new batch of recruits for their most dangerous mission yet. The filming has been shot using practical effects, and what Cruise has promised are some of the most daring scenes ever filmed, in keeping with his reputation as Hollywood's last action star who still goes out there and does the stunts for real instead of relying on CGI and green screens. So apart from the strong nostalgia a factor for older viewers, the movie will still offer some breathtaking aerial sequences for the younger crowd. It is the type of film that was created to be viewed on the big screen, and that is where viewers will hopefully get to see it once it releases. This news comes from comicbook.com. Well now, it sounds like Joe is just doing what everyone else is doing, just finding things to keep themselves occupied, and that's the best foot forward, because what's the point in sitting around and doing nothing? I mean, if this pandemic had happened, say, 30 years ago, then, you know, being able to do movie cuttings from home would be, like, laughed at. It's like, you can't do that unless you're doing something over the phone to somebody who's, say, like, locked down in a editing room in a theater where they're, you know, like, given their meals and supplies through a protected and disinfected process of receiving it. Whereas now it's just like, we can do this, you know, over the internet. I begrudge a few things in this modern era, but the internet, I don't begrudge it. Trekkie says, hey-o. Yeah. Like I say, it just sounds to me like they're making use of this opportunity. And fair play to him. And considering, you know, the original Top Gun is a cult classic, they're obviously trying to get this movie to be as so polished that it has a shine, because it's one of those movies you have to do it justice first time. It'd be like if they managed to convince Wesley Snipes to come out for one more Blade movie. It would have to be the right story for him to do it, because you know Wes, he won't do anything just for the sake of with regards to his characters. He'll want to do it because it's the right story.
As long as he doesn't act like a prick like he did in Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
Trekkie says the internet gave us the opportunity of connecting with each other, write fanfics, and of course do home office. Sean says it would be interesting if the echidnas are working for Nagas. Obviously still on the Sonic stuff. Trekkie says home office. Damn keyboard. It's okay, dude. It's Sunday night. We're all entitled to typos at this time. Lids, what do you make of what they're saying about Maverick, saying that, you know, they're continuing on as if they're finishing the movie up as if it was going to be out in 2 months' time? Lids?
Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely making up for the fact that, like, this pandemic is affecting when movies are getting released and stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. It's like, again, a lot of movies have gotten basically the pushback, so I don't mind. It doesn't bother me any, as long as the movie comes out.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens.
I think for half of us, the only movie that got pushed back that hurt was Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ugh.
Yeah, that hurt a bit. I wanted to see that.
But then again, it'll be same principle with the director Jason Reitman. Just, have the extra time just to really make the edits stick, and just really.
So in hindsight, Pandemic may have been a little, but at least it gives people time to just work on things that didn't work, that were going to get released, that was going to get slandered.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Trekkie says, very true. When I talked to David Hewlett and David Blue, they said, well, one could do stuff from home. Yeah. So, yeah. Like I say, as anything is just a chance to really polish it. When get home soon, I've only got 4 articles left. And then again, she did say she's going to be out for a while. Alright, next one. Okay, hang on. The Undertaker reveals if WWE will do another Boneyard match. The Undertaker gave a rare out-of-character review with 9-line apparel this week, where he gave his personal reactions to his Boneyard match from Mania 36. The cinematic match was loved by fans, making it a definite highlight of the unorthodox event. But between it, Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse match with Cena and Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano's One Final Beat match on NXT this week, it looks like cinematic matches inside WWE are here to stay. Undertaker admitted he didn't know exactly where they'd do it again, but said that type of match needs the right people involved. Because that one was so successful, it lends to that, but not to give myself a pat on the back, you gotta have the right players to do that. Guys that really understand the character and really still rely on that part of the business, not just the athletic side of the business. I think more guys kind of learn that way now, where for me, that put me right back in my wheelhouse, and AJ can work with broom handle and put on a 4-star match on. There's an obvious joke I could say during the live chat, but that might get me in trouble, so I'll say it quietly. I'm sure Lydia will get the reference.
Oh,
Yeah. He also explained why it was called a Boneyard match instead of a Buried Alive match, given the rules were the same and he had been involved in a handful of those in the past. I would have made the match. I would have said, okay, this is a Buried Alive match, he explained. AJ Styles doesn't know anything about Buried Alive matches. He called it a Boneyard match. He's the one who made the match, so now it's a Boneyard match. Even Buried Alive matches generally happened in the arena, so I think we're just going to give our audience something like, what is that? We'd like to try a little bit of intrigue and get people talking. The match ended with Undertaker burying Styles under 6 feet of dirt and driving off on his motorcycle. Neither man appeared on WWE program following me. At least Styles didn't break kayfabe with that. Also, burying him 6 feet under, I thought that was Triple H's job.
Hi-yo!
I find that funny, since he kind of sort of won a ratings war with AEW. I think like next couple of SmackDowns, he's going to have a celebration for himself. Like, bruh, is it really okay? It's kind of worth it for you, I guess.
I wouldn't mind seeing another Boneyard match, but I gotta echo what Taker says. It's in a similar respect to Iron Man matches. You've gotta get two people that can do it. I mean, you look at Triple H and Rock, Bret and Shawn. They're the ones that could go for 60-minute matches with buried alive matches, casket matches, boneyard matches. One has to be buried or put in a position where they're not able to walk away from it. You need the right type of people that know the right ring psychology to be able to tell a story. And yeah, I'd love to see something like that done again. It's different, and like I say, we saw Undertaker ride in and ride out as the badass. It's just like, okay, we got at least one good thing out of Mania this year. Even with it, with there being no people in the crowd. Didn't think the music was that loud, Trekkie, but okay, I'll bring it down. Okay. Like I say, we got one good thing out of Mania. Lids, would you like to see another match of that type?
Yeah. I actually, again, but as you said, it has to be the right people. It has to be the right circumstance to bring that match back. Because if you do it every year, it's gonna make the match a little stale. So have it every once in a while. Heck, let the Undertaker have a little bit of downtime for a while. Keep him on the roster. Just have a little downtime, and if you need him for ratings, just bring him out, do another Boneyard match, and have at it. Who knows? It could work, but
yeah,
I would definitely like to see another Boneyard match again.
Raiden.
What?
Boneyard match. Would you like to see another one?
Honestly, not at the moment. I mean, I think the whole problem is, for me at least, even though I thought the Boneyard match was good, is there's a saying goes, too much of a good thing, and you can easily see it with WWE's gimmick pay-per-views, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, TLC, Hell in a Cell. It's like they've taken their greatest match creations and they turned it into just basic stuff just to say, hey, I hate you, let's fight, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's just half of the time you don't really care for that much storyline because of a basic match with a big prize going for it. But I want to see another one. Not like I said, not right now, but keep it for a big special occasion, like another Mania. So yeah.
All right. Okay. It's time to deal with some more stupid.
Oh goody. Oh goody.
Oh, this will be fun.
I'm at 0.
Oh God. Okay, I'm at 0.
3, 2, 1. Prepare for hilarity. Play.
Wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan got a smackdown from World Wrestling.
Remix.
What?
these guys.
Oh, seriously, Billy? Yo, his laughter gives me life, I swear.
Look at that. Black people can't even get into that, brother. Look at that, brother. Look at my daughter, brother. He look, he just woke up there, too. Sure did. Well, I think he just got through crying. I'm looking this way because I'm sad, brother.
Oh,
okay.
he's crying? Crying about what? About all the shit he said?
About all the shit he's done. No, real man's not afraid to cry, brother. Especially when he's fucked up as much as I have. I've done a lot of crazy shit, brother, I tell you. Said a lot of crazy things, brother. Brother.
Right, brother.
Everything ends with brother, brother.
Brother. I hate brothers, brother.
Brother, yeah. Hulk Hogan.
Oh my
First of all, he
God.
got caught having sex with a friend of his friend's wife, on video.
On video.
Now, we don't know what the arrangement was, but it was caught on video. And look, he came out okay with that. It was a thing with Gawker. They shouldn't have had the tape. He won some kind of settlement with them, but it didn't stop
Huge settlement. Shut them down.
Yeah, huge settlement on this. So, you know, he scathed by on that one. You know, he came out on top with that one.
Is currently embattled in a landmark $100 million lawsuit against Gawker after they posted a 2-minute graphic excerpt of an unauthorized sex tape.
Yeah, the thing with that is that they shouldn't have had the tape. It leaked when it shouldn't have, and Gawker actually got more criticism than he did. So he came out on top on that one. But all in one day, he
That sex tape was nasty, too.
Yeah, I didn't even watch this. I don't want to see Hulk.
I didn't watch it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Faster, brother. I'm a woman. What
I wanted to save my eyeballs, so no, I didn't watch it either.
Real good, brother. Yeah, sure, whatever.
I have racist
Sure,
memory.
whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever. Just finish it up, man.
You know, if I watched that, I'd be like, okay, where's the nearest sharp object I need to gouge out my own eyes?
He got caught, man. Got caught on audio. Using that N-word.
Sure did.
And a lot of people said, hey, man, you know, man, I used to love you. My kids loving you now. And you just broke our heart, man. You know, was that he's one of those guys who thought nobody was listening. And then next thing you know, the whole world is listening. Maniacs running wild. That's why. Wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan got a smackdown from World Wrestling.
Remix.
Brother.
I'd love to be in a call with these guys.
Jesus, man. Let me see.
That shit went on and on.
Hey, we should have, man. It was getting good, man.
Yeah, it was like,
yeah, he got his Milli Vanilli going on.
Girl,
Guess we're all a little racist. Hogan's rant captured during his performance in a secret
Wait, what?
sex tape.
I guess we're all a little racist.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That wasn't even necessary.
I am sorry, but I still find
I
that
guess
funny.
we're all a little racist. Yeah, maybe, but you're sort of a lot racist.
Yeah, because he had to end it with.
You're sort of a lot racist.
It doesn't make any sense the way he's talking. Like there's no flow to his conversation. You know, being 8 foot tall, it's worth like $100 million. You know, but I guess we're all a little racist.
Yeah.
N-word.
Yeah. Just to let you know
That's what
that
he says instead of goodbye every time he talks to somebody.
Oh, I got an ad, damn it.
Oh
You
yeah.
got an ad. All right,
Yeah,
hang on.
yes.
Where you at?
Yeah, there we go.
Where you at, Lids? Lids? Yeah, that's not funny. Lids, where you at? Sorry about that, folks. We've lost Lydia for a second. There you are.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It did a stupid thing. I don't know what happened there. Discord's acting up.
All right, where are you
I'm
at?
ready. 4:30.
Sorry, I've only got.
Okay, hold on. I didn't do that.
All right, I'm at 4:30. Where are you, Raiden?
Same.
3, 2, 1, resume.
Just to let you know
That's what
that
he says instead of goodbye every time we talk to somebody.
Yeah.
See you later, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's signing off. N-word. And I love that the guy read it not only in his white voice, but he read it in the white reporter voice.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, couldn't she be N-word? Nut.
Oh, I wish I would give my left nut to hear him say it without the bleeps.
I know.
In that voice.
How he did it on
I
the
know.
Yeah. He's like, you guys sure about this?
I'm the only one
my
who
daughter
watch
is
that.
it's like the dude is reporting his own daughter.
Right.
I mean, my daughter's
Oh my God.
I mean, shit. Couldn't you a black guy with at least money like a basketball player? I am just a little racist. Signing off. Nigger. Thank you.
Oh my God.
This is Dave Anderson signing off. Niggers.
He says, listen, forgive me. He says that guy, that was a different guy at the time.
That was my dad talking. That's not me.
Yeah, that was my generation. That was my dad. That was the old Hulk Hogan talking that didn't know any better. Now that you're actually with my money, that guy is gone.
Right.
This is the new Hulk Hogan. And yes, please, I'm a nice guy, and you can forgive me.
Bird off and bang, bang, bang slams giants.
The Hulk, who's
Oh shit, that's not the one right there. Hold on.
Bang, bang, bang slams giants.
Oh, let me see.
Again, words.
This is where I'm trying to get him where he said, hey,
What
forgive
the
me.
hell?
He
He's
loves
just
to
a kid,
milk.
67 years old.
Yeah, I'm just, that guy, that was that guy on the block. Here's a different guy right here.
Just because a person makes a mistake, just don't throw them away. You don't throw good people away. People get better.
Like, niggas,
That's
man.
debatable.
I love how that reporter's looking at her like she don't believe a word
if
he
Oh,
you
said.
hear
no,
the
I
stuff
was
on
just
his
going to say that.
face
She's
about
like,
you,
you are so full
boy.
of shit.
Yeah,
That's
she's
just what she
looking
wants to
like-
say to him. Look at her face.
Even she wants to say nigga,
You
please.
need a damn
She's like, nigga, please.
DVD
Oh, nah, ain't nobody listening.
collection of what only thinks of
See,
Hogan.
but look at her face right when you the first shot of her. Am I right, Martin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the
She's
first
like-
shot of her, she's almost smirking.
Yeah, she is.
He says, you know something, not only am I a different person, I'm a nice guy, but, he's one of those guys that has now found Jesus.
Oh no.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
And listen,
So we're not gonna.
I'm not against now, here's
we're
the
not
thing.
gonna forget what happened at WrestleMania 9.
When somebody says that they found Jesus,
Ooh.
they say, I know
I'm
what I
not
did
saying
wrong.
what
Here,
Devin the Great
you gotta
just
wait. When
said.
somebody says they found Jesus, you have to wait because you have to say, all right, is it
What
a
is in the
good
comment?
found Jesus, or is it a crazy found Jesus?
Comments are
And my
going
man
up on
here,
screen.
it was a good
He
found
doesn't
Jesus.
say Hulk
for a
Hogan
little
is a
while.
see you
Oh my
next
God!
Tuesday.
One of the comments in the
that
video.
what I did
I'm not
was
jobbing
wrong,
out
and
to
I'm a
the
different
coronavirus, brother.
That
I'm
is
using my
wonderful to
creative
hear. But
control.
also with this Corona stuff, there ain't no vaccine, man. Let's believe in God. It's like, oh fuck, we were going so well. Oh, God damn it, we were going pretty well right now. We were going so well. Yeah, and get all the N words out the country.
Hulk Hogan, the evangelist.
That was going
No,
well, and
no,
he
no,
wrote
no,
this
no,
thing.
no,
And
no,
listen,
no, no, no.
I'm going to put two things out here. I'm going to say that maybe he didn't mean it the way it came out. Now, because this is what he wrote. This is an Instagram that he put out there. You can see right here, I am that I am. Ain't that? Yeah, he stole that from Popeye, didn't he?
Exactly. It's always I am that I am, or I am what I am.
I am that I am.
Yeah.
I am
And I ain't what I ain't.
Yeah, I am's what I am.
Just because, basically fundamentally not taking responsibility.
As
for
Hulk
this.
Hogan's. But I'm looking at a lot of things here, but this is Uprocks. Uprocks is saying that, how are people reacting to this last part of his tweet? Did he mean anything really harsh, or was he trying to give comforting words to people? Because people are having a very much different reactions to him, and a lot of them are negative. The last part of this, he says here.
Of course it is.
Let me see. This is from his tweet. Maybe we don't need a vaccine. Maybe we need to take this time of isolation from
More
the
like I
distractions of
found
the world
Jesus, so
and
fuck
have a
you.
personal revival where we focus on the
how
only
subtle.
thing in the world that really matters, Jesus. Right now, Jesus, like, I wish y'all quit calling my name into this bullshit. When y'all gonna realize I can't do nothing? Don't y'all think I would have prevented this shit instead of coming out and stopping it? Y'all better listen to these goddamn doctors out here. For real.
Somewhere in the
That's why I
depths
sent
of
them to
hell.
I gave you
Satan is
doctors.
laughing.
What more do you want?
Yeah.
Every time y'all call me, it's going straight to voicemail. Doesn't mean nothing to y'all.
Yeah. How many times y'all been calling my name? I ain't showed up yet. Come on now.
If this motherfucker text me one more time.
Yeah. Jesus, whether you believe Jesus or not, or whether you believe in Jesus or not, leave Jesus alone, man. Jesus and God are busy right now. Trust me. Let these people do what they need to do. And that's what I was thinking with Hulk Hogan. Now, do I think he literally means we don't need a vaccine? I don't think he really meant like, no. He's saying maybe we don't need a vaccine. Maybe he's saying like, you know what? Maybe really what we need is Jesus or the Word of God or whatever, which is, okay, that's fine. But still, man, there are a lot of just gullible, desperate, stupid, whatever you call it. It's all kind of people who would take that. They will take that literally.
Facebook, I'm not coming back. Go away. All right, I'm at 10:22.
Yeah, me too.
I'm at 2026 actually. Hold up, let me. It's 10:22.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'm there.
Let's.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Resume.
Here's the other thing I say. He's talking about we don't need no vaccine. Let a vaccine come out. That mother blowing people out the way. Move, brother, move. I'm high risk. I'm old. Move.
You suplexing, motherfucker.
Yeah.
My body's slapping them together.
Move, brother, move. I'm 67 years old. Move.
Still got it.
Brother.
Hogan, all I have to do is
come
hit
on,
your
man.
busted hip, and
This is what I
I'll beat
believe.
you.
You talk about you don't need a vaccine. You don't need this. You don't need that. All you need is good spirits, the word. All you need is this fake-ass cure over here. And the moment they come out with a vaccine, these people be the first one in line for it. They'll buy their way to that vaccine if they can. You got too many other crazy people out here, man. This is not the time to be going out there and giving people false hope and giving people, trying to lead people on with empty things, man, like empty words. I mean, look, Jesus is great. I got it. I'm not a religious person like I always say, but for people who need Jesus, that's fine. But Jesus saying, God damn it, listen, I kicked y'all out the house. Y'all on your own. You're like, what y'all want me to do, man?
Wrong now.
Man, y'all done been through a lot of shit, and have I ever been here for that? Hell no. You want to know what Jesus is doing? Jesus is quarantining.
Yeah. Where's Jesus? In quarantine? Well, your ass need to be motherfucker.
Yeah. Jesus at home playing Xbox and
and watching porn.
Ordering pizza.
Don't think so, son.
Listen, that's fine. If you believe in that, that's good. But there is something where they say God helps those who help themselves. So you sitting back just leaning on Jesus and God and just saying, hey, man, I ain't going to do shit because you got it.
It's like that old joke, where they said, a guy was drowning and then the boat came by, don't worry, God will save me. And this came by, God will save me.
One
and then he drowned.
playing
God,
Animal
what did you say?
Crossing.
I sent you 2 boats, man. Seriously, he sent these doctors, if you believe in all that, he sent the doctors to listen to him.
A lot of ways to predict this, but I personally do not think that if this is what you believe in, you don't need to.
Badges, G's, and something collection. Wow.
No. Heck no.
There's a lot of people out there who are already.
I would go to details, but
I
would say for offline.
There's a lot of crazy people out there.
I'm just gonna put it this way: I ain't touching that with a 10-foot flagpole.
Pastors and there's this guy. We talked about him last night.
Listening to the roastings of Corey, I take it.
Dumbest things.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
doing
God.
fine.
Oh, what the hell is that?
I should have known.
I've never seen a more demonic pastor, man.
Doing fine. Was helping sis grabbing stuff to make for her to make dinner later.
It's like Harvey Keitel's evil twin.
Also, what the fuck is that guy?
Lieutenant 3.
He looks like he skinned a guy alive and is wearing his face.
What the fuck? How's he laughing now?
Oh my God! This face scares me.
Burn this thing. He's like, what, that purple jacket? Please burn that mother. Please
I
burn
love his
that.
entourage. They just kind of barely move. They're like, we don't know what he's gonna say next. We just gotta go with it.
I know. It's like that's what we said last night. They got his hype man behind.
Where's my holy water? My crucifix, because I need that.
Talking about he just gonna
Get away.
blow Corona away.
It looks like Willem Dafoe's long lost uncle.
He kind of
They all had to go.
It looks like he's
make us all
Dafoe's face and is wearing it.
And I love how this is new.
No, they're spreading it.
But I know, but this is all new.
God.
But doesn't it still look like it was shot in '81?
It does.
It does.
And I like the way everybody taking this shit serious. Like this dude, like this is dumb.
There goes the boom.
On you.
No.
No.
Except him, because COVID-19 is gonna be like, no, that
I know.
Him?
Yeah, he's too
No, I ain't getting that body right there.
Oh God, his
A
eyes!
lot of people putting stuff out there that's just false. A lot of stuff out there that is just.
I like this
empty.
one
A lot of
comment,
stuff
got
that's
love
taking
low
advantage of
quality
people.
Christian
Nobody needs to be
TV.
going out there and giving, even in jest, I believe. Nobody needs to be going out there talking about.
I'm
we
a
don't need
Christian,
vaccine.
but it's,
all we
like I
need
say,
is
I ain't touching
this
that.
thing right here, which is anything but a vaccine.
Oh my God.
It's possible that's not how he meant it.
But it's possible that's not how he meant it. And that's why I did want to say like that. I don't think it's you know, and it's on people if they take this seriously, you know, because a lot of people will take that literally. But I think he just meant because he is getting a lot of negative blowback from this. I think he
go
just
for
kinda
Papa
meant
John's right now.
Well, people are pretty hypersensitive.
I do want to try
I mean,
that.
after what he did before, he's gonna get blowback.
That's what I'm saying.
matter.
It's not like he's made a lot of sense in the past.
Not bad.
I mean, you know, you can't come off the last thing that got you pressed with
Some
saying the
sauces are
N-word.
awesome.
And I don't want my daughter dating, you know, N-words.
I'd order it every now and then whenever I would have to come, whenever I'd come home from seeing my mom at the hospital. It was one of the few places open late.
Fair enough.
Just, like I always tell people, lay low. Just don't come out and say shit.
Well,
Yeah, like Hogan
this
would lay
is the
low.
trap of Twitter.
Yeah.
It encourages people to put their
Hogan and
base
lay low
thoughts
does not
out
compute.
there,
Yep.
rather than considering them or going, you know what? I think
It's
this,
not
but
what.
I'm gonna keep it to
It's
myself.
not who would only
I'm sorry,
slander.
Martin. That's on
Aside
him.
from the
You
umbrella.
know, because
And
you know,
now
like
Ronda
we talk about,
Rousey.
you know,
Oh no,
No.
trust me, he'll find a way.
I saw that.
Shut
You
the
would
fuck
in.
up.
Every time.
And if you go out there running your mouth, you deserve what you get.
Every time somebody feel like they found God or they found Jesus, they feel like they have the right to just come out and just tell everybody, you know,
How to live.
Yeah,
Everything
hey
else.
everybody, you know, hey everybody, you know, I just found Jesus and I just want everybody to be cool and love each other. It's like, you know, come on, you know,
That's great,
not-
Hope. But how do
Sean
you
King.
feel
That
about
kind of reminds
Yeah, exactly.
You.
That kind of reminds me of that
You weren't loving too much when you
episode of
died
Family
was
Guy
having sex with a
where
black dude. So
No, how do you feel about it now?
James
Ask
Woods
that
converted
question
Christian.
now.
But you know what? I
Christianity.
don't mind. I don't mind. You know,
But it-
if,
but
like,
instead it
again,
was
like
a
I
plot.
said with Louis C.K. If you're a better person
Here's
now,
the thing,
and you
though.
learn,
Yeah.
then that's
Shawn Michaels
then fine.
became a
But guess what?
born-again
Lucy
Christian,
came
but he
out there talking
didn't
shit.
shove his Christian
Yeah.
beliefs down
He ain't out
people's
there running his
throats.
mouth and he
No,
laid low on
you just
purpose.
saw-
He
you just
barely
saw it
went
in
to
the
the little
entrance.
tiny
Was just-
comedy
it was just
club and
playing.
try to slip in and slip out.
Yeah. Sometimes I just think
So-
like I think you're a better person than fine. If you feel like
If
you
you
need to
are
say
fine.
something to the world, that's fine. But you know, you somebody that was out there up the world before, and now you want to come in and be like, hey, let me tell everybody, just get along. It's like, hey man, I'm glad you're a better person, but you know what? Just shut the. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the religion to go out and witness to people. That's one of the things that's drummed in you. That's a lot of why that happens.
I see.
Or ego.
Yeah.
Hogan.
I don't think he's got that drummed into his head, Martin. I think he just got a big ego and wants to share to the world that he's found Jesus, quote unquote.
Damn, film freak, tell me how you really feel.
Yeah, I mean that happens too. You know, that this feeling
What
of
is it with
okay,
Martin's
I'm a different
webcam?
person. I see things in a completely different light, and if only people saw it the way
He's
I
become
did,
one with
they,
the
they would be
Force.
happy. They would understand.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe
Until
it's
6
an
months later,
older
I don't
model.
feel this way anymore.
Yeah.
Don't come bother me with that shit.
Well, you know.
That or his autofocus
If
must be
he's,
messed
hey,
up.
if he says he's a better person, that's fine.
Good for him.
But don't be telling these people like that.
Can't really say it. Not an expertise. I do not
All
have a
we need is this
webcam.
right here and that. Some people take that. Like, man, if you're gonna come out and give some people like some wise words, this is a good time to tell people stay the fuck inside.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a good time to say, hey, you know what, people, I'm glad you
Like Michael Rappaport's been doing on
seem as a
Twitter.
different person. This is the Hulk. Here.
Oh,
Stay
What'd he
inside.
do?
Be responsible.
Oh,
do your thing to help
man.
curb this. Those are the words.
Check
we
his
need to listen
Twitter
to
and
right
you
now.
will
We don't
see.
need no people talking about.
What is it about Twitter that makes people get a case of
we
the
don't need no
dumb?
vaccine. You know,
All you
Because
can do is
there
say,
are
hey,
some
this is a
people that are
Hulkster.
idiots on
What-
Twitter.
what is it? Social distance, whites, Colors.
Oh.
At least 12 feet apart. Separate fountains and bathrooms.
I think if you, yeah.
Hulk, so did nobody ask you? Why don't you stay inside?
I really don't. Look, I'm not holding against him with the N-word stuff. I'm not. You know, that's old.
No, that was just
no, I'm not. That's old shit.
Same way, dude.
He's
Same
a different
way.
person, but really, if you're in a position to where you have millions of fans and people listen to you,
I didn't know
give
you would
them
go
some
there
wise
with that.
words to listen to. Something that will really help them. I think. Don't put those empty words out there. I mean, be kind to each other and strength and all that kind of. That's great, but let these people know. Let them know what to do with the kind of influence that you have.
Jeez, Double Toasted, tell us how you really feel.
Oh man. Oh, dude, you do not want to hear Mon's thoughts about the Minions movie. He goes in.
You need to find this one next, because I am morbidly curious.
Oh my
Because I know a lot of people like the Minions, but I know that there are a few out there that aren't too keen on them.
They're nah. They're not terrible, but they're not great.
They're okay. I only like the design because they kind of made me think of the Serve bots from Mega Man Legends.
To me, they kind of look like yellow Kit Kat.
I'm just going to read a couple of comments. I want to believe that Hulk Hogan was trying to be sincere. Okay then. But he really should have worded what he said more carefully and be more sensitive towards those vulnerable towards COVID-19. Steven says, sheesh, I heard enough ramblings from Harold Camping. Let's not ever talk about that guy again. I don't need to hear anymore.
That's what that is.
Trekkie says, what was that? Just a second, isn't that Needles from Back to the Future? Don't think so. Konak92 says, this is why my dad is so skeptical when it comes to religion. So there's a lot of people. Steven says, dare I even ask if he could talk about Michael Rapaport?
Oh, let's just say he's not fond of the Troy. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pull a U and I'm gonna pull a U and type in what he always calls him.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Remember, these aren't my words.
Fair enough. Classy.
Oh, lovely.
Hey, I'm not.
He's a New Yorker. He's a New Yorker. What do you expect?
I'm not a fan of the guy, but seriously, what the fuck? I got nothing. Legit, got nothing.
Yeah.
I think he's. It's like that. It's like some of the guys are saying. I think there was a genuine, sincere message within there, but Hogan being Hogan, he just has a case of proverbial foot in the mouth, or in his case, proverbial leg drop in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the things that were being said in the comment section as the live feed was going, I was like, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot flagpole. No. One of which, people wanted to see this particular collection. And I'm like, no.
No.
God damn it.
Not touching that.
Yes. God damn it.
Like I said, I will go to details, but I'm not like that on live.
No. We'll say our piece before I bring something a little bit nicer back to the table. I'm just gonna say, Hogan, shut the fuck up. Don't comment on things that you don't really have any jurisdiction saying. And Corey, Martin, and who was the other? Who was the?
Billy.
Thank you. They were having way too much fun with that.
Of course, it isn't double toasted without them shooting the shit out of something.
True.
Every now and then, his wife Mia has some savage commentary as well.
Oh yeah.
You never want to mess with Mia.
Nah.
Corey married a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they probably had way more fun than they probably wanted, than they're probably looking to do. I get where Corey's saying that, Hogan screwed up back in the day, and, Gawker got more criticism than Hogan did for that video, and like I said, there's not enough amount of bleach that could rinse your eyes out from a Hulk Hogan sex tape. But that is something that's gonna, still hang over him. I mean, he's apologized. Some have learned to put it behind them. Some are not so forgiving. Me, I'd like to give the man the benefit of the doubt, because even Booker T's forgiven him, because he said, let's look at it from this point. Hogan was being taped and videoed without his knowledge, and he was drunk at the time. Not that that excuses it, but this is what we call variables, because when you're drunk, you don't tend to have a full, grasp of your faculties. Only could tell you stories. Yeah, if I need to have somebody, say something with regards to COVID-19 advice, I'll ask a doctor or a nurse. I'm certainly not going to ask a wrestler or a celebrity. Especially not Madonna. What the fuck, girl? I've said my piece. Lids, do what you must.
It's Hogan. Why are we even giving him the time of day anymore? Oh wait, that's right, because he's Hulk Hogan and he's still relevant, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Isn't it because you love me, Lydia?
My fiance would like to have a word with you with a chainsaw.
Oh, does that mean he likes it rough? I've always wanted to be.
No, I'm not sticking my boyfriend and my fiance on you. Stick him, Navi.
I was referred to competing with Oni Rakaku in a hardcore match. What were you thinking?
Well, regardless, he still has a cat attacking him.
But yeah, the point is, I don't give Hulk Hogan any kind of. I don't take him seriously anymore. So what's the point in him listening to his stupidity? And he's a born again Christian. Good for him. Don't put sheer beliefs down my throat, and we'll be fine. But then, you're an idiot. There, happy. There, boom.
Liz, when has anyone ever taken Hogan seriously?
That's a good fucking question.
Brother. Raiden.
Look, I said it once or twice. Hogan really doesn't revolve around me. Like, whatever. I'm kind of with Corey this one. Like, I don't think he really meant what he said about the whole thing. But it's Hogan being Hogan, so really doesn't bother me. A lot of people does. Like, I get it, did bad things, blah, blah, selfish, but aren't we all selfish in another thing? Like, it's not me defending the guy, but it's like, really doesn't really, doesn't really affect what's going on. I respect his honesty, but
you could have worded it better.
Yeah, just wrong place, wrong time. That's all I gotta say. So let's get fight again, and try not to be an ass. Oh wait, never mind. That you kind of do it on a daily basis.
Don't
so
even waste a single moment's thought or breath with that.
I know.
Alright. I'm going to attempt to get stupid etched out of our minds. It's 2 weeks, so you know what time it is.
Yep.
Yay!
I'm at 0. Honey,
I am at 0.
Waiting on Raiden.
It's ready.
3, 2, 1. Premiere. Play.
Like this. Bright light. Oh God!
Oh no! Ay.
Let's get this over with. There are some essential themes in this movie that have been overlooked with the passage of time due to the negativity that the movie has been bogged down with. Now, don't get it twisted. The movie is deserving of the negativity with regards to writing, plot progression, character arcs, and in some cases, character assassination. But I do feel like the themes are worth exploring, and they are family, maturity, humility, and death. Family is a very key theme in which Bruce has been searching to build a family since the loss of his parents, and throughout the movie you see him struggle with the possibility of losing the one father figure he has left in Alfred, and the trouble he has keeping Richard in line with his reckless behavior as Robin. Robin's arc has humility and maturity as he screws up in the movie when he's supposed to keep his mind on the job when he's distracted by poison ivy, and how he gets frozen by freeze when leaping before looking. He comes to realize near the end that he should trust Bruce's judgment, and he wises up when they go to tackle Ivy and then freeze when Batgirl enters the equation. Death is apparent in this movie, with Victor's motives in trying to obtain the funds and means to save his wife Nora from an advanced stage of McGregor syndrome, and Alfred is struggling with his health throughout the movie with a much earlier stage of the disease. What lets this movie down is the amount of puns that are in the script, and most of them come from Poison Ivy and Victor Freeze. Now, like most good-humoured people, I like a good pun here and there. I mean, who doesn't? But when it's the majority of your script, then it becomes jarring. Whereas the previous entry in the series kept puns to a bare minimum or to where they would get the most effect, in this, they were being thrown whenever and wherever. If this were a Saturday morning cartoon akin to that of The Batman, then I would expect that, as that show was much more lighthearted. But when you consider the dark, brooding nature of the previous movies and the in-between level of Batman Forever, then you would think that the train of thought would be continued into this. Apparently not. But I suppose some of you would like me to address the Bat credit card. Very well. I must be one of the few that thinks this actually makes sense, because to the average Gothamite, how else would he pay for his suits, gadgets, and vehicles? Since Bruce Wayne and Batman are separate people to most that didn't know the true identity
This
of
was
either,
before Lucius Fox came into the
then
picture.
it would make sense that he would have the means to pay for his
Exactly.
equipment. Also, is it just me, or does this seem oddly relevant now?
Well, your intentions are noble, but no diesel fuel for heat, no coolants to preserve food. Millions of people would die of cold and hunger alone.
Acceptable losses in the battle to save the planet?
People come first, Dr. Eisen.
How dare you?
The writing is 50-50. There are some
Damn.
good themes in here that are underrated and overlooked.
That was Random's idea to put that in.
The problem is the other half is lousy writing and an oversaturation of puns in the script that really belong more in a Saturday morning cartoon setting. I have to grade this on 2 levels. As Bruce Wayne, Clooney delivers effortlessly as a man that is having to keep his partner Grayson in line, find the means to defeat a trio of new foes to his rogue gallery, and having the fear of losing a loving surrogate father figure in Alfred, whom has been his confidant and his pillar of support throughout his whole life after losing his parents. As Batman, oh boy, bland, flat, wooden, and generally unmemorable. His delivery just came across as forced and no conviction, and from what I can remember, he didn't even disguise his voice. That's bad. I have the feeling that Clooney was selected to be the Bat because
I remember
he was the
that line.
hit guy
Hi, Freeze, I'm Batman. It's
He was a
like,
popular regular on ER, having guest spots on Friends, and
how do people not know he's not Bruce Wayne?
from dusk till dawn.
To play devil's
And it's not hard to
advocate,
understand. He's an actor,
Adam West didn't exactly disguise his voice either.
Point taken. I think that probably makes sense.
Multiple
There we
occasions
go.
for ruining Batman, and he even called himself, quote, a waste of money for the movie. The only actor that puts out a full, decent performance. Michael, along with the late Pat Hingle, are the only actors to have been in all 4 movies. Goff puts in a solid performance of a man with his frailties exposed due to an illness known as McGregor syndrome, the same as Nora Freeze, but nowhere near as severe. I get that Robin's arc was to feel
And if Michael Goff was
appreciated
still
and learn
alive,
the
he'd be
value of
104
humility
this
and
year.
maturity, but the way that Chris
Wow.
had written just came across as a complaining, spoilt brat that didn't get what he wanted. Whereas in Batman Forever, his performance felt genuine and natural. This sequel,
Damian
his
Wayne,
performance
then.
was just
Ouch.
whiny and obnoxious. And to be fair,
Ouch.
that's down to the
No, I'm
direction he
right.
was given, and not entirely his fault. Additionally, Christian Bale did audition for the role of Robin in this movie. That would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
And now, for some strange, weird reason, I'm picturing him doing his bat growl as Robin. The first of 2
And now O'Donnell's got a better deal with NCIS Los
The only
Angeles.
thing the script gets right is that her first name
Yeah.
is Barbara. Like in
Barbara
comics.
Wilson.
But in this
That
version,
does not sound right.
niece. When anyone and their mother
You are
would be
not
able to tell
Batgirl.
you
You're not
Batgirl
even
is the
Stephanie
daughter
Brown.
of
Fuck
Commissioner
you.
Gordon. Barbara
Don't get me wrong.
aside from the
I love
Or
Alicia
Katie Kane.
Stone as an actress,
her delivery
but
actually
this
just comes across as
wasn't
wooden
one of her
and
best roles. It
uninspired.
wasn't her worst either.
If
I
this
will
were
give her
set in a
credit on
modern
it.
cartoon where
That's fair.
all-out Ham is expected,
Oh.
this would have fit Uma Thurman like a handmade glove. Although, come to think of it,
She's-
the performance
she's
that
easy
Diane
on the eyes,
Grayson
but
gave in
why?
Batman the Animated Series as this sultry
You can at least give her
femme
credit
fatale
that she was
way more
having fun.
powerful and convincing,
Of
and she
course.
didn't oversell what she did.
Though
Made it
she's
more
shown
subtle.
more when she started doing
besides,
roles like
Mark Hamill
The
provided
Bride
more
and
than
Kill
enough
Bill.
fam for everyone.
And a little before
Also,
then when
this line was
she
too cliche.
played in Pulp Fiction.
Even for me.
Yes!
True.
Ugh. This may surprise you. I'm not going to be harsh with this review of his performance. If you have Schwarzenegger in a role and he hams it up to the 12th degree, then what were you expecting? Because if you were anticipating a sympathetic character study akin to that of Michael and Sarah from Batman the Animated Series, then guess again. I mean, I could rag on Arnold's take on Mr. Freeze, but what's the point? When you hire folks like him, Jim Carrey, Melissa McCarthy, and others, you get exactly what you pay for. Interesting thing to note, Patrick Stewart had been considered for the role of Victor Freeze, and I think that would have had a much more serious take on the character. akin
That
to
would
of
have been
Michael and Sarah,
awesome.
and
That would have been
Yeah.
pulling
perfect!
this off effortlessly. What we have here is character assassination.
Ah.
For those that know
Poor
understand Bane's
Bane.
character know that he's a former Hispanic wrestler and mercenary for hire, that opted for enhancements in order to increase his strength and
I mean,
ferocity.
costume was good,
Then
but
there was a certain
And at least he got a
but-
little redemption through Tom Hardy.
Batman the animated
True.
series.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
only similarity
Wondering
that
why
this
you were
man
here.
has is the enhancement. Other than that, he's nothing more than a heavy that does as he's told by Freeze and Ivy. Outside of relaying instructions to Batman, Pat really has nothing to do in this sequel, and even then he phones it in. So his contributions in this sequel are wasted, which is a shame because this was his final appearance as Commissioner Gordon. This is one of the very few redeemable aspects of the movie, but I'm just going to say right here and now, I'm not a fan of this particular Batmobile. I know they say to each their own, but the design just didn't do it for me. And the suits. No, just no.
Ah, the bat
black and
nipples!
blue combination just wasn't a good
God damn it.
And the fact that the suits had nipples and cod pieces just made scenes where they're walking through distracting. When the previous suits were jet black, there was a subtlety to it. It made hiding in the shadows more plausible. Blue and black? Not so much. The gadgets do their job as they
I would just get. If it was up to me, I would get rid of the bat nipples from Robin's suit because it looked better.
Yeah.
Elliot Goldenthal returns for composing duties and uses the themes he had written from the previous movie, but uses some tender scores when showing Alfred's frailties and Freeze observing his wife's cryostasis. The uplifting piece at the end when Alfred has recovered was nice, as it was rewarding to see that a treasured family member had survived to what would have been the next chapter in the series, which then led into the ending score of the trio running from the bat signal. The music did its job, which is more than I can say for the writing. The movie had a budget of 125 to 160 million, and it only grossed a worldwide profit of 238.2 million. When you look back at previous movies like Batman grossing 411.5 million, Return scoring 266.8 million, and Forever bringing 333.6 million, then 238 million can be seen as a disappointment. The movie was heavily criticized for being too family-friendly and jokey after it strayed too far from its dark tone of the first movies. This is why Michael Keaton didn't sign on for Forever, as when he heard it would be lightened, he knew it was not being true to the tone of what they had achieved in the movies he did. Joel Schumacher has even given an apology for the way it was received. Quote, "If there's anybody watching this that
It's okay, buddy.
loved Batman Forever and went into Batman and Robin,
I love the Lost Boys. That's all I gotta say.
Anyway, then I really
Same
want
here.
to apologize because it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to entertain. The series was cancelled even though attempts were made to continue it, with unproduced projects like Batman Unchained that would have seen rapper Coolio appear as the Scarecrow, and to Batman Triumphant that would have seen Robin portraying the Scarecrow, and possibly Madonna as
Oh,
the
that would've
daughter
been
of Jack
terrible.
Nicholson's Joker, Harley Quinn. The series
Oh,
was
God! No, no!
Nolan taking a more realistic approach to the character.
I can't believe that was real.
British actor Christian Bale
My
portraying a
eye
more
can't
volatile
claw the
version of
mouth
character,
fast
showing a
enough.
much darker performance not seen since Batman Returns. Dependent on
Hey,
who
Christian
you
Bale's
speak
British?
to, the
Yeah.
movie has been enjoyed
Welsh,
on
in fact.
Yep.
VHS,
What?
DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K.
Oh
since
my God.
Yeah, he just had on point practice with his American accent, especially with movies like Public Enemies, 310 to Yuma,
Oh my God.
I get
Mine
And-
blown.
and the movie that made him super famous before the Dark Knight trilogy, American Psycho.
You know,
A
there are some
Batman.
I love that
that have
movie.
been overlooked over time.
And he was also
with
Hal in Howl's Moving
walked out
Castle.
with Negativity. Don't get it twisted, the movie is deserving of the negativity with regards to writing, acting, plot progression, character arc, and in some cases, character assassination. But I do feel like the themes are worth exploring with regards to family, maturity, humility, and death. You distracted me. See, folks, this is the real enemy. My phone just decides to go into standby mode. I am going to ruin MJ Knight's review like I ruined Batman movie with themes. Freeze in hell,
Oh my God!
Arnold's voice really hurt, especially
Oh God.
humidity. I have one weakness with my freeze.
Is that what the current hair looks like now?
Because I'm not able to go to the barbers.
And there's Wing going, "Oh, be still, thy beating heart. You're competing on the level of Mark Hamill." And she goes, I do not sound like that. And there's Raiden going, Begin Raiden sound more like Will Smith. All that's missing is for him to throw jazz.
God damn it, MJ!
Out the building.
To be fair, I pulled that off.
And all that's needed for Sonic is the part goes, "Oh, that's no good." First scene, and I'm into blooper territory already. Death is apparent in this movie, with Victor's motives in trying to obtain the funds and means to save his wife Nora from an event. I just got to it. Get to the exit! I need to stop doing these. I need the blooper reel. Seriously, doing Arnold's impressions really torques on the vocal cords.
You're such a kid.
Although imagine Mark Hamill doing Freeze's lines. Actually, no. Wynn got too many jollies from the idea of Mark Hamill voicing Batman. Let's not and say we did. And Liz is like, thank you. And Wynn's like, Raiden's like, to the shelter. Additionally, Christian Bale did audition for the role of Robin.
I plead the fifth.
That would have been different. And now, for some strange, weird reason, I'm picturing him doing his back growl as Robin. Holy rusted metal, Batman! You have like Clooney's Batman going.
Oh, good lord.
Although The Rock as Batman. Finally! The Batman has come back to Gotham! And they're like, Bruce, you're a superhero, not a wrestler. That's the other guy. You know who I mean. Interesting thing to note, Patrick Stewart had been considered for the role of Victor Freeze, and I think that would have had a much more serious take on the character akin to that of Michael Ansara, and I could have seen Patrick pulling this off effortlessly. Insert make it so mean here. That's a good blooper. But seriously, that one.
Wood. Hell yeah! The goose. Yay! Of course.
Thank you. We don't need no bat nipples.
No, that'll be more embarrassing for the ladies.
Yeah.
You and your brother did a really good job on this.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm probably gonna get some fire from people saying, "Oh, you did well on the back credit card like Critic." Fuck Critic.
Besides, I think Linkara already pissed on that joke.
Yeah, I think he did actually.
Yeah.
Well, people can actually say, I have actually reviewed it now, and they can move on from it.
That horse is dead. Let's give it either a proper burial or send it to the glue factory.
Yep. I think it's just important to remind people there are occasions
just like, no, it's not. Alright, what have they had to say in the comments section? Hang on. Co92 says, nice new intro. Dan, me, something, something, back credit card, nostalgia credit card, back credit card, says, wait, you're not reviewed Batman Forever first? I tend to review movies that I'm in the mood for, and I just wanted to get it out of the way. I probably will get around to Batman Forever at some stage, but again, I just wanted to get that one over and done with because I've taken jabs at it, I've taken shots at it over the last 6 years, ever since Real Features was rebooted in 2014. It's just like, get it out the way. And, you know, some of you have heard me, you know, take multiple jabs at it when, you know, when I've done the live streams. It's just like, get it out of the way. Just have done with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Co92 also says, you know, Dan, that joke is so 2008. He says, I know that's the joke. If it wasn't for the molded on nipples, I'd say that Robin's costume would be one of the best costumes ever. Sean, well, Batman does need coffee every now and then, and on the job. Okay. Arnold, ice, Batty. Okay. Stephen Walker, bomb. Dan says, I don't care what your brother says. Tom Hardy was still a better Bane than the one in Batman and Robin. At the end of the day, dude. You know, if you like it, great. Ko92 says, yeah, dodged a bullet there. Dan Williams suddenly imagines The Rock as Batman. What can I say except I'm Batman?
Oh God, Maui wearing the Batman mask.
Well, it's like I said, you know, because whenever I stumble over my lines and then go into bloopers, I tend to just do these things and then wander into these other situations and think, what the hell, just say what's on your mind.
Well, he does eventually get to be a DC supervillain down the road as Black Adam.
Yeah, give it to me. I want it.
I do too.
The funny thing is, I remember when I was watching the movie again just to try and refresh my memory whilst writing the script for the review, it always struck me how nobody had commented on the first meetup between Pamela Isley and Bruce Wayne. It's like, do you people not see how this is irrelevant with the climate change awareness on there? And I know what some people are going to be saying by having the audio bite of Greta Thunberg, you're making fun of her. No. This is something that she would probably have said to Bruce Wayne in that section, you know, in that segment. It's not taking a jab at her. It's something she would have probably said as that character, because if I was going to, you know, make fun of someone, I would have been a bit more direct. It's just, you know, highlighting the social awareness that's going on at the moment. And the thing that I was a bit surprised by when I cut out the movie's dialogue when her quote was in there, I wasn't expecting it to sync up with her lips as well as it did in there. I'm like, okay, I wasn't prepared for that. But to my understanding, Miss Thunberg is not exactly that popular because, well, people don't like having opinions shoved down their throats.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're more inclined to listen to Naomi's site, because she goes and says, why does Greta not talk about the science behind climate change rather than, oh, we must do all this, that? That's why the scene is, is like I say, very relevant, because Bruce says it to a T. Your intentions are noble, but without diesel and coolants, people will die of cold and hunger alone. Because I'm all for the idea of doing things to aid the planet, but human beings come first. So, like I say, if anyone thinking I'm purposely taking a jab at her, it's like, no. That's not what I'm saying at all. I thought, I got some kind of a laugh out of Raider. I told Random about it, and he was laughing himself into stitches. But then again, he does have a bit of a dark-sided humor.
Oh, we know.
He goes to He goes to places I won't even touch. But then again, probably nowhere near as dark as L-Man's. Ugh.
Oh no.
Man's thoughts should be locked in tight, but he always brings it back.
Well, as like we said one time, L-Man will go to, L-Man tends to be hosed down. Even Oni said he'll go to places I won't even go to. I know he goes to dark places when he wants to. But no, and notice that was actually one of the shorter reviews, because the mindset was, I hate this movie, I hate this movie, I hate this movie, I want to get this done quick. Well, that's the thing I noticed with critics' review, is he focused too much on where this movie's awful. It's like, why don't you actually weigh it up and actually review it properly? And the whole back credit card theme is just like, it's like, I'm probably one of the few who actually thinks, actually it makes sense. Because how else would he pay for it? And as Wynn said, this was predating Lucius Fox.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the box office numbers told the tale. When your movie cost 165 million and you only bring home just under 240, that's bad. I mean, crying out loud, when Batman Returns was more profitable, granted the budget was probably shorter, but that's not the point. And then, Forever, I call that sort of, kind of a mid-ground kind of thing. It was dark in places, in other places it was lightened, but it's like I said in the review, when Keaton found out it was being brightened up, he's like, nope, I'm out of here. And also because he wasn't a fan of bat nipples either. I don't think anybody was.
I also give Joel Schumacher credit. At least at least the guy is remorseful about it. How many times we heard Paul W.S. Anderson about the Resident Evil movies? Oh wait, I forgot. He's smashing the star. Oops.
Exactly.
Yeah, that one was mostly voiceovers, because the way it is with the lighting, with the room I go into to film these in, I can only really film those after the sun's gone down at night, because otherwise I don't get any natural light coming in interfering with the LED bulb that's providing it. Because I've had one Halloween movie I was doing where the green screen is making it look as though it's at night, but because the sun blotches were coming in, it ruined the shot. So even though I've got the window blocked out there, there's still light that comes through, which is annoying. So let me see, it was Friday night, so I probably waited till about 8:30 in the evening. The problem was it was about 20-degree centigrade heat that evening, and you could see it on my forehead. You know, I was baking in there, so that's why, particularly doing the ham voice of Arnold, it was torquing on my vocal cords, and that's why I had to take a couple of breaks during it, because it's just like, I'm not going to get through it otherwise. And I mean, with voiceovers, thankfully I was able to get those done within one evening. Thankfully it wasn't too warm, but it's one of those, I would have preferred to have gotten it done a lot earlier, because I felt like I was rushing it a little bit, which is why when I next speak to Kaiju, we'll probably save the Transformers review for, say, beginning of August, because 2 weeks ain't going to be enough to put that review together. Because the type of thing I have in mind to do for that one, with him heavily involved, that's not something that can be done within a fortnight. Especially for some of his animated pieces in there as well, so I don't know. All I know is I got 3 movies left to do. One of them is going to be Jurassic World. I'm not saying what the other 2 will be, though. All I'll say is for the season finale, the journey will be complete. Doesn't mean Real Features is coming to an end, it's just one journey within a movie series is reaching its conclusion. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. But that one is, I don't know, I'm probably going to take a considerable amount of time for that one, because let's just say it's hitting a significant anniversary this year. I'm not going to say anything more than that, because if I give too much information away, it gives away spoilers, and then it's not so special when it's revealed. Leave it at that. Incidentally, Wen, how hot is it where you are?
Not really hot. It's, if anything, a little, but it's supposed to warm up throughout the week to maybe the high 50s, low 60s.
Well, currently,
I'm
right now it's the high. Right now it's the high 40s, so it's kind of nippy, and there was some spoopy fog earlier.
Well, currently over where I am, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
Jeez.
Oh, I would love that 57-degree weather.
If it were dry heat,
man.
Yes, but humidity, fuck no.
Hey, visit where I'm at. Well, basically, it's from today. It's gonna be from today to Saturday. It's gonna be 70s to 60s.
Damn.
But half and half is just for rain.
Yeah, I think Lid's appreciated in the credits when hers came up as Batwoman. I put very, very quickly and subtly just says the good one.
Yes.
Okay, comic book Batwoman, the new 52 one.
Well,
I love that run.
I said that one specifically because nobody likes the TV series version at the moment.
Well, yeah, the writing's terrible, and their marketing was garbage. And I just wish it would stop so we would not get another case of the spite votes. And Not that either brain trust is a good potential candidate.
No.
But not gonna stop right there with the politics, and see if I can find find other goodies.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I let him know beforehand, look, I'm reviewing Batman and Robin, and I said, no, I'm not going to shit on it, but I am going to say this. If I find bits and pieces I don't like, and I think it's bullshit, I'm going to call it bullshit. I mean, if you don't like something, you're not going to force yourself to like it. Be like, if this is garbage, I'm going to say it's garbage. Which is pretty much the par for the course in wrestling at the moment, but that's a subject gone down far too often. Let's not go down it again. Especially with regards to what Vince is doing at the moment.
I found a good one.
Oh.
Ooh. Really?
This one's a new one, but here's some more goodness from Kitty Source.
Ooh.
Okay, let me just post that.
Hey.
As I said, you can never go wrong with a good cat video.
Nope. Okay, I'm at 0.
All right. 3. All right. 3, 2, 1. Meow. Play.
Hey, I'm Tom. I heard Claire was conducting a very interesting experiment. She's going to leave snacks out in front of her cats.
What?
Looks like Dee Dee's up first. Now, what are you planning to do with that? Wait, are you licking your lips in anticipation?
Oh, Navi's already engrossed.
This is the thing I do actually like about cats. They always look like they're,
whoops,
logically sizing everything up.
Oh no. Lulu's the most ferocious and relentless cat I know, especially when it comes to snacks.
Oh my god! Give me my snacks! Give me!
He'll do
You'll hand
anything
this
to
over.
catch a snack, even if it means being caught himself.
Mine! Mine!
Lulu will always be Lulu. It looks like Momo's next. He's just chilling there like, oh hey Dee Dee, what brings you here? Ah, you're here for the snack. You aren't a quitter, that's for sure. I admire that in a cat. You can do it, Dee Dee. That's right. Coco doesn't even care. Wait, who's this? It's you again, Dee Dee? What are you up to this time?
Dee Dee, stop
She's
eating the
taking all
snacks!
the snacks.
This reminds me of something.
Dee Dee a hoarder for real.
You crafty kitty.
This reminds me of something that Rufus would have done.
It's like, this is mine.
Bye, Lala.
Somebody's been watching
Oh,
Teletubbies.
looks like Lulu's here. Nope. Guess that wasn't yours. But this one is.
Oh, the look on her face! Like betrayal!
You sure
Like I've been
do.
betrayed!
Happy?
He's like, wait, I got bigger snack.
I guess this concludes today's experiment.
This is mine.
You saw how dangerous it
Reminds me
was,
of Lil
right?
Bob.
Don't follow this
A
at
little
home.
bit.
And TT has just been sitting like that for an hour. Well then, bye.
Nice.
Oh wait, that's right. You want to know who I am? Well, you just have to wait for the next episode. Bye for real this time.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Oh, that's adorable.
Nice. everybody's saying in the comment section. Dan says, speaking of Vince, did you know he apparently likes to give hugs? Oh dear.
No,
We've known this. We've known this for years now.
Yeah, we don't want to be reminded of McMahon, Angle, and Austin. Not again. Or that segment on SmackDown where there was that awkward exchange between Angle and Cena's like, I guess you never majored in hugonomics. East Side.
Be right back.
Yay. That was actually one of Angle's funner moments when he came back in 2003 from his injury and did his impromptu battle rap with Cena and then ended his line with, I may suck, but you just blow. Like, oh.
But aside from being a pure wrestler, Angle's comedy is like golden, especially when he came in, especially when he was a heel, because like his naivete is like legendary.
Yeah.
I mean, before Cena, he was not in booking, but he was kind of sort of portrayed as the original Boy Scout. You get my drift?
Yeah.
Always try to be innocent, but like tries too hard.
Mm. Yeah. Although some of the stuff from the Ruthless Aggression era wouldn't fly, like this segment in Raw in June of 2005.
Oh yeah, I think you said that last week.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I felt bad for Muhammad Hassan. I mean, back when I was a kid, I didn't like him, but like nowadays, he could have been something. But I had to put the air up gimmick in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, times have changed, especially with Mustafa Ali. So there's that.
Yeah. And he's a damn good wrestler from what I hear.
Yeah, too bad they're not really doing jack shit with him.
I know they were doing stuff with Daivari after Hassan left. I think, was it his brother or his cousin came to join about 4 or 5 years ago?
Honestly, I think it's more of his brother, Arya.
Yeah.
I mean, Daivari didn't do anything big time until he went to TNA, became X Division champion.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like a lot of people with regards to Hassan, they had a chance to do something with him, but typical Vinny, portrays the character as as a villain to America, and I'm like, it's like, yeah, that might have been okay during the Cold War, but Cold War ended about 30 plus years ago.
Yeah.
The man is just, we know the man is out of touch, but just has to be said, which is why a lot of us are just waiting for the day, preferably where he just retires. I know, as much as I question a lot of Vince's decisions and his sanity, I don't wish anything ill will on the man. I would just like him to retire and move out of the way. He's done a lot for the business, but he's past his prime. And Dan says, did you hear that the Revival finally got the release from the WWE?
Thank you, Jesus!
Finally.
I was never a fan of theirs, if I'm being frank.
Understandable. I mean, you kind of caught them in their, how should I put it, buried run.
Yeah.
Maybe you seeing how so damn good they were when they were NXT. You know, they were basically Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard in the days, the Brain Busters.
I think unless we got nothing to bring to the table, only from the reason of it's getting late over here, and yeah, the heat is not letting up. Although it's gone down to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 13 degrees centigrade, but it's 67% humidity. And that is not fun. I love you too, Navi. Yeah, just... Anyway. Like I say, we're probably going to end it there, only because there's nothing really else to talk about now, and it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit here with 67% humidity, and it's not fun sleeping in this heat, especially when I've been doing edits all day. So Dan's saying, hey MJ, could we do voice chat sometime on Skype or Discord sometime this week? No promises, Dan. No promises, because I'm busy during the week, so I'm not saying yes, I'm not saying no. Just, we'll see. Like I say, it's not fun sleeping in that particular heat, especially not with the computer. Haven't been working to do the edits today, so yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Good. And on that note, until next week, I have been the Night. Good night from the night.
Until next time.
Yeah.